Good morning. Why do I look so green? Is it you? Holy shit. Okay. Well, we're green today. Welcome to Classy's Place on Earth. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing fucking well. I think I appropriately fucked my algorithm for music, so that's kind of nice. Morning, y'all, or time zone or whatever. Apologies once again for being late. I think I'm getting sick. Pissed. She's pissed. What are you gonna do? I hope you're doing well. I just my brain. I'm here, but I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my best. Man, brains, they're the worst. Guess who can't? Dude, Crispy, you're like the third person seriously in 3 days who's been in our community who has no water. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Nobody like the freeze is just hitting this week for some reason. The sun. Um, yeah, it so many people. It's crazy, dude. That sucks. Fuck. Whoa, holy shit. Large water main break on McLean Drive in Scott. Whoa. What caused it? Because you guys don't get that cold, right? Yeah, it wasn't even due to freezing, right? Do you know what like just happened, right? That fucking sucks, dude. I grew up on a well, and so we often, I mean, we never had like a water break or anything like that, but it was very, very often that we would just have no water because my parents would turn the sprinklers on our garden and forget. We'd wake up in the morning and my dad would be like, "Your mom left the fucking sprinklers on. You can't take a shower." And we'd be like, "God fucking Christ." It's going to be 62 F. What? It's February and it's going to be 60 degrees in Boston? Okay. Okay. The world, though, right? I'm just here for simple minds. Dude, I'm a simple mind today, let me tell you, man. The past 2 days, I've had this weird, I mean, it literally felt like something was like doing this in my face. And I straight up dead slept through every alarm this morning, which I don't dead sleep through my alarms. Like noise wakes me up. And I just, like when you wake up and you just have that feeling, like that weird fatigue, and you're like, oh no. That's what I've got. And my head is very foggy. But we're here. We're doing it. I don't know. I just looked at OBS. I look so green and I have no idea why. I didn't change anything. I'm just green today, I guess. Gonna be a high of 69. Jeez. That was me on your Barry, can you just calm down? Did you sleep yet, Barry? Dude, unpossibility, the fuck? Is it just the dry? Because I honestly like I since moving to Colorado, I get more sinus infections. I mean, I've always had sensitive sinuses, but man, I can't come up with anything other than this dry weather. Just I mean, like the day before yesterday when this tickle thing started, I mean, I was like flushing my face with everything I had. Saline spray, Flonase, like neti pot, everything. Nothing would touch it. Like it's still I just felt it right here like tickling. And now it all feels heavy and gross. Yeah. I feel like the dry weather like compounds it exactly. So I already have shitty sinuses and then the dry weather makes it so it's like dry and it gets clogged up. Like a clogged pore. I think of my sinuses like a pore. Essentially, they're just shitty. Good morning, Kel. I hope you're doing well. Good morning, Mike. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. I mean, you slept. Did it feel good? Oh, I might look for like a sports medicine massage therapist. I swear it changed my life. I mean, it's expensive. I haven't been to a massage in over a year now. Like, I can't go to them regularly or anything, but just a few regular appointments to help work that muscle out. It got me on the track to take care of it myself, if that makes sense. Like, sometimes you can get to a point in injury where we can't do anything ourselves about it anymore. You have to get someone to help you get it out, and then you can start doing the stretches and stuff yourself. Indoor humidity, it's not terrible. I have 3 humidifiers, literally, that go all the time, and then I have all my animals and I'm constantly watering. It's not bad, but I mean, it probably doesn't help that I literally have a fan blowing on my face all night long. I can't sleep without air, like, blowing on me. I'm one of the like, I don't know if that's from living in Maryland or whatever, but I can't like, if the fan turns off, I will wake up out of a dead sleep and be like, "What happened? Where's my air?" It's weird, but that probably doesn't help. Hello, David. How are you? Sleep was nice. Now time for another 38-hour day. Yes. Oh, yum. That's more than a day. I don't know if you know that, but that's definitely more than a day. We're perpetually moist. Wales is so pretty though. I'm so jealous. What up, ghetto? How are you, love? Allergies can also just fuck your sinuses. When I lived in Austin, it got so bad I had to go back to glasses from contacts. Yeah, it's I think a big part of like what hits me here is how dusty it is because it's a desert. I mean, I could dust every day of my life if I wanted to. I could dust every day. Every day. It's just like nonstop because we live in a fucking desert. So the constant fucking dust, I think, accumulates. I don't know. Maybe. Good morning, Rage. How are you, love? I feel sick and I'm pissed about it. We are rocking the Casbah. Emerald Eyes normal? What? Who? What? Oh, my sinuses. No. It's Faded Friday, body. We can't. Not today. Ugh, stupid. Oh, dude, Rage, that's busy. Mine look emerald? Thank you. I was curious. I looked and I was like, is it me? I didn't put green on today. I have like I have gray eyes, I think. But I have this thing where I have a copper circle around my pupil and it makes it so depending on the makeup I wear or whatever, the light reflecting makes my eyes look different colors, but they're not actually different colors, you know what I mean? They're just gray. They're really boring, but that copper circle makes it so like they can look, I mean, seriously, depending on the makeup I wear, they'll look different. It's weird. But I think it's just the light reflecting in them or something. Thank you, Darth. You're very kind. Good morning, Molly. How are you, love? I hope you're doing well. Fuck, dude, my face is throbbing. I hate this. I'm gonna smoke some pot and see if that helps. Gross! Hate it. Happy Faded Friday, y'all. Sorry my energy is pooped. Shit stank. Fucking bodies. Oh, really? My PT place has a sign up you saying you don't need a referral. Apparently, you can just go in and be like, my back hurts, help, and they'll give you PT. Okay, I'm not saying that's bad, but like, how do you do PT without a doctor's order for what PT to do? Are physical therapists doctors? I don't know. I really don't know. That's a good. They are not doctors. Okay, yeah, I would assume you need a doctor's order. I mean, that's like me being like, I can give you albuterol all day, but like I don't because I don't have a doctor's order. Most of it BS or an MS. Okay, that's what I thought. Oh, there are doctors of PT. There's probably doctors of everything, right? Like an RT can become a doctor technically, but I don't know. Your landlord's being a fucking psycho. Let's be clear. In the smallest room in the house, I have a handful. I have a handful, and I mean a handful of items that I couldn't fit, so I've been storing them in the basement. She's been threatening me over it. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, don't drop your glass bong though. Why do you have so many books? Are they just decorations? I went to school for 9 years and spent thousands and thousands of dollars on textbooks and medical reference books, and I can't consciously bring myself to get rid of them because of how expensive they were. That's it. That's pretty much it. The vast majority of this is all textbooks. I just can't. Like they were $300 a pop. I can't do it. Seriously, it's nauseating. And like, if you ever go to university in the U.S., they actually have a buyback program at most universities. And I fuck you not, you'll buy a $350 anatomy book, and they'll give you a $1.50 and then they'll go resell it for $350 again. It's insane. It's fucking insane. Seriously. By the way, good morning, Eliza. I think PTs make pretty good money, honestly. Darth, thank you. I knew I heard her fucking resub. Thank you for resubbing the class, keeping the classy alive, and giving any swings that prime sub. I fucking appreciate you. Thank you, love. Oh, Eliza went to PT. That's why I was going to say, I don't know. I haven't been to PT in so many years. My cousin's an occupational therapist. She's definitely not a doctor, but she did go to school and she's licensed. Yeah, you can have a medical degree and not be a doctor. I mean, a doctorate is just a type of degree, right? We know that. There's doctors of fucking math and shit. I actually had a math professor in college that, insisted we call her doctor. And I was like, bitch, you ain't no doctor. Get out. I used to get people to sell me their textbooks after exams for a pitcher of beer. Dude, that's more than we would have gotten from the fucking bookstore. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I've never forgot my freshman year. My mom drove me like down to the school bookstore to go return my books, get the money back. And I came out with all the books and she was like, "Why don't you have any money?" And I'm like, "Mom, they were going to give me $15 for $1,000 worth of textbooks." And she was like, "Oh, okay, let's keep those." Yeah, because I mean, honestly, it's like on Possibility said, they're useful. Anatomy doesn't change. I mean, we learn more about it, but we know the anatomy, you know what I mean? So basic anatomy is they're reference manuals forever. Have a good lurk. Good morning, Zacatecus. How are you, love? This woman insists, okay, so your boss keeping him in the garage. This woman, she insists she can't move her furniture out of my room. My stuff would fit. You're living with a psychopath. I know, like, you're doing what you have to do to have that roof, a roof over your head, but you're living with a psychopath. Trouble, my college, oh my God. I remember towards the end of my college experience, they started doing this thing because we were, kids were starting to get smart to that stupid book buyback program, and we would just sell them to each other instead for super cheap instead of returning them to the bookstore. So what they started doing is they started encouraging professors to write their own textbook. So every quarter, it would be new and different, and you had to buy the new one written by your professor. It was so fucked up. Like, they were just trying to fucking wring us out. Oh, no shit. I've been through so much PT for my broken body from like second grade to senior year of high school. Jesus. Exactly. You have all your coding books from the past few years. Literally. I mean, almost every red book is, for some reason, all medical books are red. I don't know. Almost all these red books are medical manuals. And they're just, I mean, I'm not exaggerating. They were like $350 a piece. It was insane. The amount of money I had to shell out for books in college that was aside from the fucking tuition was, I mean, no shit. I turned 36 in a month. I just paid off the credit card that I used to buy my college books 3 years ago. Disgusting. A lot of school book publishers also update their books every year and professors require the new edition. Exactly. I had some very cool professors though that they'd straight up say like, bring the old edition. And they knew the page numbers. So they could be like, okay, on the new edition, it's this page number, but on the old edition, it's this page number. Cause the information wasn't any different. They just reorganized it. It was a total scam. No shit, David. That's what we used to do. So back in school, most of what I've kept is like end career, like end education books, big, like the 400, 500 series classes and shit like that. But like intro level, like Bio 101 and stuff like that, we wouldn't, not even eBay. We had our own, I can't even remember what it was. But we, like, literally, students created like a Craigslist for school books in my college. So we could just eliminate the school bookstore and just trade them between each other. 100% because they were so stupid expensive and they're garbage. Intro books, I mean, they're less informative than high school textbooks. I'm so sorry, but they are. You don't need to keep that shit. Like, fuck, dude. Yeah, she's a child. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Most textbooks are only good for a year or two. That being said, a lot of students are willing to pay close to full price for a used book. It's sick. I mean, we have to. Like, what do you do? I know it's almost like the colleges don't give a fuck about us, right? It's facts, though. The chemistry book author was at my college. New edition equals new vet, apparently. Yeah. Yeah, history, poli-sci, right? Like, we learn more things, but it doesn't necessarily change. Happy Fated Friday, Viata. How are you, love? I find they're forcing people to buy the books that that supply a code, to do quizzes online for a portion overall mark. They're literally just trying to, like, strong arm people into buying the books at full price, right? That's what that is. They're a huge scam. And I remember when I was in college, like, students were, like, actively protesting our bookstore, and the school literally tried to play a pity card. I'm not kidding. I remember it so clearly. The school, like, put out an email or something, and they were like, I don't think you realize that we really thrive off of the money we make on the bookstore. Like, all of us drowning in our student loans, we're going to give any fucks whatsoever. It's so sad. It's just like no one gives a fuck. And you know the professors are empathetic. They get it. Like they see we're suffering. Good morning, reasonable. How are you? How was your birthday? My history book in college was a joke. Why are we updating a history book every year that only goes to World War II? Because we have to represent both sides now.
Did you take your joy today? Never forget to take your joy, and I guarantee your day will go as smooth as velvet.
I wish that wasn't a real statement I just made, but there are states out there that think we should be representing the Nazi side. What? So dumb. Even for computer shit, most of the stuff doesn't change. They had most of the theory down in the 60s and 70s, and we just had to wait for the IC tech to get advanced enough to implement it. I remember I was dating actually a guy who was getting his degree in engineering when I was in college, and his teacher would actually help them find the oldest tech books because oftentimes the textbooks from like the 90s were better than more modern day textbooks for coding. Oh. It was wild. But on that note, no shit. When we were like, I think my parents still have this book, but it was like in my house. There's this legendary book. We just refer to it as the Green Book, but it's like this. It looks like. I mean, there's nothing on it. It's just like a green book. There's no cover. There's no title. There's nothing. It's just a math book that was my dad's. My stepdad's like in high school, but it literally is like the math book. I don't know what the fuck this thing is. It is just this. It looks like a book you would see in an old library with rich mahogany and leather or whatever. It just has no title or anything on it. But we would, all of my siblings, reference that fucking book to teach ourselves math all through school because our math books were such garbage. Like they didn't teach you anything. You know, I remember going home with math homework and reading the book and being like, this, like, you're not, it wasn't teaching me how to do the fucking problem at all. And so we just referenced this ancient green math book, and it had like every math formula you could think of, and it actually explained it like literally as opposed to using flowery new math language that didn't make sense to my brain. God, I think they still have it. I'm disappointed that our version of capitalist dystopia comes with cyberware and flying cars. Comes without cyberware and flying cars. I know. Where's my hoverboard? Where am I automatically tying sneakers? I'm genuinely curious. Like, what's happening? On textbooks, always check Sci-Hub. Is that like a website? Most textbooks are available there in digital format. Oh my God. Can we just talk about the advent of like tablets for college kids? I mean, speaking of, Zach and I have talked about this. We both think we have a natural lean from wearing a heavy backpack on one shoulder for too long. Like, how many pounds of books do you think you lugged around? He was just talking about this. So, guys, Zach was like a straight A student with perfect attendance and actually signed up for extra classes and went to school at 6 o'clock in the morning. Guess who didn't do any of that and got expelled? The fuck. But no shit, I think my shoulders are permanently uneven from wearing a backpack with like 20 pounds, not even 20 pounds per book in it. And now you can like get all these digital fucking books on an iPad. And like that's all you're carrying. The fuck. This is why all these children are going to Sephora and destroying all the products because they have functioning backs. We need to break them down. Get them away from the product. Just kidding. Kidding. I'm kidding. Ooh, Keef recipe. Hold on. I love Gump. He's so cute. The only thing I hate is his videos are so quiet. Back to the Future 2 gave me false expectations. I prefer a real book too, especially if it's education. Like if I'm reading a book casually just for funsies, ever since COVID, unfortunately, COVID did open my mind. Now I have like the library app on my iPad and shit like that, and I'm obsessed. But I do not get like textbooks on there or anything like that. Like that's something I physically need in front of me. I need to hold a book. And I think I'm old. I think it's like an old, like, I've talked to you guys about this, but I don't, how do I say this? If I write something down physically analog with my hand, I remember it and I can lose the piece of paper, but I'll remember it no matter what. Whereas if I type something, it's gone. Like it's almost like reading the same paragraph over and over. I could type the same sentence 20 times over and never tell you what the sentence was. I have no connect to that. And I think that's just because I wasn't raised with computers. Like my brain doesn't have that, whatever that is, that connects to digital. I don't know. It's weird. I have a book like that, but more towards cooking, on Food and Cooking by Harold McGee. If you want to know why behind cooking techniques, this book is it. Like why it's important to reduce sauces. Is that the one that Vex told me about? I have that written down somewhere. Nerd. I mean, seriously, we were just talking about this, I think last night or the night before. And it's just so interesting because, like, that fucker, I mean, no shit. I'm not exaggerating. He literally, perfect attendance, straight A student, literally signed up. This is what he told me last night, and my jaw dropped. He was like, I signed up to take like an extra math class before official school started so that he could sign up for another elective after school. So, like, this fucker was trying to go to school more and then like graduated and became a streamer. Best case scenario. This fucker expelled, skipped class, not a great GPA, went to college, flunked out, so many student loans, medical degree, dropped it, streamer. There's so many steps to get to the exact same place that are really depressing to me. Ah! You know what I'm saying? Cheers, Luna. It's wild. I don't get it. Why would you do that? It's a torrenting. Oh, fuck yeah. It's a torrenting website. Blocked in a lot of countries, but available via proxy addresses through Reddit. Fuck yes. Can we talk about publishing companies trying to charge full book price for PDF for every student who needs to use them? That's disgusting. I don't know how they get away with that. Like, you literally have no product. You're not even, I mean, what's the product? What's the product? Where's the product? Hold on. This shit just reloaded. Sorry. They're making new notebook e-readers that use a stylus. Oh my God, like a digital notebook. I love paper, but like that would be great. You want to see Katie's old self? I don't text because I hate it. I write on my phone. I'm broken inside. I just remember better. I don't know. My brain doesn't work with just text. Oh, I'm so glad I'm not the only one. You guys, you use it though, right? Because I got an app literally to write on my phone and then it translates my handwriting into text. Because it's just so much fast. Like, I was better with QWERTY than I ever was with the full keyboard. I fucking hate a full, I still hate it. Unless it was buttons. But a touchscreen full keyboard's garbage. Oh, fuck yeah, Kel. You already filled one? Oh my God, no shit. Jack says it's got to do with the blue light and LEDs. It screws with the brain and thinks it's daylight or something. When learning, steer clear of screens. Honestly, I'd believe something like that. 90% of school and even a large part of college is just figuring out what you want to do with your life. Very much so. Which is so, I wish we could figure it out before then. Because I feel like, I mean, I came out with around $168,000 in student loans to figure out what I want to do with my life. You know what I'm saying? Feels gross, man. What's the path to being a streamer? I don't know. Being absolutely dissatisfied with life and finding an alternative. I don't know. I use text for 90% of my text messages because I can't type fast enough. I tried voice to text. I couldn't get into it. But I type too fast, and it's just so littered with typos that I'm so lazy I won't go back and fix any of them to the point that it's unreadable. So I'd rather just write on it. Fuck that shit. I miss my note I never typed. I just hate it. It's like a mobile whiteboard, seriously. I do so many like scribble notes and shit on there. It's insane. Oh, I'm so glad I'm not the only one. Zach, when I got this phone, he was like, "You're never going to use that stylus or you're going to lose it." And I'm like, "Bitch, try me." Kel, I do the same shit. My therapist calls it dissociation. I call it survival. But like sometimes, man, like not personally, like I'm fine. I'm one of the lucky ones that has a fucking roof over my head. The world's on fire though. And like I'm no good to anybody if I just bathe and wallow in that fire. I got to like dissociate and recollect myself. And that's my crafting. That's why I sew and paint and resin and blah blah every craft you can possibly fucking imagine at this point. Cuz it's the only way to get my brain to shut off for a certain amount of point and fucking relax. You know? I don't like see, I don't have that big of hands. I can't even palm a basketball. For my height, I don't have that big of hands. Like I can't if I'm holding, I can't do the reach across. I don't have that big of a hand. Ugh. But I'm too fast. I'm like, and it's just typo city. I don't know. Zach does that swipe typing shit. I can't do that either. I don't know. He's really good at it though. Like he can do it so fast. I just let me write. I just want to write. One of my best friends in high school had a fucking PDA. An 18-year-old's honestly too young for the burden and responsibility of university. I agree. I agree. I dropped out after a year. Granted, I was also unmedicated and didn't go back till I was 35. Yep. I flunked out twice before I went to therapy and got medicated and figured out what the fuck was going on with me. Because, and I'm sure you can identify with this, but you know, teachers, your parents, and everything, they hand you this recipe that in general allegedly has proven to work for generations and generations of people, where it's like, you go to school, you listen to your teacher, take notes, do the homework, and you'll be able to pass the test. And then you get decent grades, you go to school, you get married, you get a white picket fence and kids and a golden retriever, and you're done. And like when you're thrust into university at the ripe age of 18, an adult, my dick, and you do the rest, you like follow the recipe for a cake, and a fucking turd comes out of the oven, you're like, what? But I did the cake recipe. Why is there shit in the oven? It's fucked up. It really fucked my brain up a lot. Because I just didn't have anyone around me to be like, hey, you think differently. You're not just dumb. You know? You need people in your life like that, I think. I was 14. I knew at 14 what I was going to do for the rest of my life. I rebuilt my first engine, never stopped. Man, I wish I would have had that. I truly, like, my whole childhood, from the moment one until I realized I didn't want to do that anymore, unfortunately, was be a vet. I love animals. I've always loved animals. I grew up going to my grandparents' house and watching, like, I think it was Animal Planet or something, but it would be, like, veterinary shows all the time. And I don't remember what age I was. I think it was, like, middle school-ish era when I realized veterinarians have to put animals down. Because I grew up on a farm where daddy just took your dog into the field and that was the end of your dog when it was old. So I didn't realize that's what vets had to do. And I was like, oh, fuck that. And I backed out real quick. But that was like my life. That's why I went into chemistry and medicine because I was already like on that mental track. And I was like, fuck, I'd rather watch people die than animals.
Which I'm well aware is really fucked up, but like someone's gotta do it. You know?
For real though, my they were school issued PDAs. What? As far as I know, no one used them for school. We all downloaded music and used MSN Messenger on them. Wow, that's a rich school, dude. I went back and got an academic reassessment, then banged out 3 years and 1.5 with 3.9 at 33. That was me basically after I actually went to a therapist, got medicated, and realized what was wrong. Not wrong with me, but realized like I just don't think the same way as other people doesn't mean I'm magical or anything. It's just different. And all of a sudden it was like, whew, grades. It's crazy. Crazy. I read a Michael J. Fox interview today, and he said something apt. Quote, if you obsess about the worst case scenario and it actually happens, you've lived it twice.
Holy shit, Michael. I just woke up. Can we calm down?
Snaps for Michael. Damn. Me too, Kona, 100%. But school's a lot more expensive than it was back in the day. There's no room for mistakes, 100%. And like, I mean, I bitch about it a lot. I understand why they do it, but I get pissed because of the money. Because I mean, you guys, I bitch about it a lot, like poor. But they force you to pay thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars on general education requirements to figure out who you are. And in my opinion, if they truly cared about you finding a track that matched who you are as a person, they wouldn't charge you tens of thousands of dollars to do it. Like, maybe that should be happening in high school? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. For real, though, there were school-issued PDAs. That's insane. Quote, here, child, follow this recipe that you will need to succeed in the world that will no longer exist by the time you finish school. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. And then when you have kids, good luck helping them, because we're going to make new math. Okay. No shit, 72 kids in total. And you had PDAs? That's wild, dude. My school was similar, like literally 200 kids in total. My graduating class was around like 30-something kids. But we didn't even have a language teacher. We had Rosetta Stone. Like, my school was so poor. It was insanely poor. Fuck that shit. Watching Michael J. Fox, and like, I feel like people give him a lot of shit for going and getting these experimental surgeries and cutting his brain and shit in half. And I understand that, and I sympathize with that, and I empathize with that. But on the same token, I would do anything to not suffer the way he suffers. I would be getting my brain cut too, because like, what's worst case scenario? He's already fucked. Poor guy. Poor guy. Cheers. Yeah, Kel, honestly, I mean, I worked by choice because I wanted the fuck out of the house. I had that in high school. They're called guidance counselors. Wait, who was a guy? You had a guidance? Those are real? Wait, those aren't just in movies? People, wait. Okay, I'm kidding. I totally knew those were real. No. A guy, like someone that you would go talk to about what you wanted to do? What? I didn't know. I totally thought those were fake. I thought that was like a thing in movies. No. No, my school did not have that. I had the same teacher for 4 classes. That's how poor my school was. Like, my softball coach was also the football coach, but he was also our history teacher, our current world events teacher, and our home ec teacher. You know what I'm saying? His name was Mr. Fox. He used to tell us a lot of stories about the war. I think he was drunk a lot. He made it into the Hall of Fame for coaches, though, so there's that. Cheers. That's probably part of the caveat is why my school didn't have one. You didn't have a choice. Like, we didn't pick classes because there wasn't, I don't know how to say that. There was just the bare minimum classes to literally be able to keep a high school open and give degrees. So it's not like there was electives, you know? So basically the only class decision was at a certain point, I can't remember. It's like, I don't know if this is valid anymore, but at least in Washington, you didn't have to take trig or calculus in high school if you didn't want to. They weren't required. So like those were that was an elective, I guess. I did it. Literally, we had 6 people in the class. Schools never rarely get any of the taxes that are from real estate, especially in low income areas because of corporate greed. I believe that. I mean, seriously, I remember, like, I don't understand, how funds go to public schools or anything like that. I'm not that smart. But I remember when I was in high school, every single year, they would have to, like, my town would have to pass a levy. Again, not a smart person, don't know what this is, but it was essentially like they would have to get X amount of signatures from people of the town proving that they want a high school to get funds to keep our high school open, and they had to do it every year, and they were like on the edge and desperate all the time. It was wild. But the problem was, like, my high school, granted, very, very small, like 200 kids or less, but it serviced like 3 counties. The people are just so spread out in Eastern Washington that, like, without that school, some kids would literally have to go like an hour and a half drive to school to get to school where they legally have to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been insane. There's part of me that's like, shut the fucking school down. It's not even education. But in the same token, like, I had to drive 45 minutes to school. Fuck, dude. People that live further out, Jesus Christ. And I went to school on a fucking Indian reservation, for God's sakes. Yeah, no art class with supplies you could use to make art. They strongly disagree with. Thank fuck my school had a decent art teacher. He's probably dead now, which is really sad. His name was Mr. Villers, but he was like my favorite human in the world. We got to pick a language. The choices were French. Really? French, Spanish, or German? I took German. The teacher was an ass. Learned so little in 3 years of German. That was like, we had a language teacher. It's like out of a movie, no shit. She was like this tiny little white lady who spoke the most hilariously bad Spanglish, but she was our Spanish teacher. And by Spanglish, I mean she knew Spanish, but her accent was the way that we would do it to be funny. Quesadilla. Shit like that. But it was just comical. It was just, I don't even know. There's no words for it. She was comical, but then she retired and the school was like, we'll just get computers and teach them sign language with Rosetta Stone or something. I can't believe you got to pick a language. I'm so jealous. What's the purpose of a levy? A levy is a legal seizure of your property to satisfy a tax debt. Levies are different from liens. A lien is a legal claim against property to secure payment of the tax. So what the fuck how are they passing a levy to keep a school open? Now I'm really confused. I know it was called a levy. There were signs everywhere for it, but now I'm confused. School funding is based on local income taxes. So the richer the area was, the better the funding was, and consequently is why rural and minority schools are so bad. Yeah, and I think like the vast majority of people in my hometown are living on supplemented income, food stamps, or EBT or something like that. So therefore there's no income there, therefore no taxes. Like, you either work at the mill or you don't work. That's my hometown, Same, small schools are wild. I went to one too and just taught at one. Oh, you get it. Shop teacher, art teacher, softball coach, stagecraft. Yep, set building for playing musicals, assistant director for musicals. Dude, every year I was in theater all through school, it was always a volunteer mom. We never had an official theater teacher, and it was always an after school program because they just couldn't afford it. It was crazy. And a lot of the time it would be someone like, it was like a coach or something as well. They're either fantastic or they're just jokes. And she knew Spanish. But like the way I can't even think of an example other than quesadilla. Like the way she spoke it was fucking comical. And she would get so pissed at us if we laughed. And sometimes she'd literally go in her little side office and cry. And it was like, bitch, you have to hear yourself, right? You know what's happening. Come the fuck on. You haven't lived until you heard Spanish with a Georgia accent. Redneck Spanish is great with a Georgia accent. I don't even know if I would know there's an accent on Spanish. Like, I don't know Spanish enough to know. Whoa, I went to school with 550 plus people. Wait, in your class or the whole school? That's seriously the dude I dated in high school that became an engineer. He went to school down south of Seattle, Federal Way, and he told me that his graduation was literally at the Tacoma Dome. That's how many students were in his school. They had to go to the fucking Tacoma Dome. 32 children. Tacoma Dome. Like, how are you even a human? How do teachers remember all these kids? How many teachers are there? It's just, I mean, the fact that you went to a school where there were teachers that you probably didn't ever have a class from is baffling to me. My teachers to this day are on my Facebook and still wish me happy birthday from high school. That's small town life, man. The attendance lady from my high school still like hits me up once in a while, man. It's so weird. I travel to tons. Excuse me, JJ. I can read. I swear to God. I travel to tons of schools all over the state, and some of the schools are not good. It's sad. It's sad because it's like I think the teachers, for the most part, have really good intentions and want to do good things. But I mean, we know just from the teachers in our community, there are people in our community who work at pretty established schools who are literally required to buy all of their school supplies themselves. And like, where the fuck is all the public funding for public schools going? Who's getting it? Like, elementary schools shouldn't have to buy their own crayons. Are you kidding me? No shit. My graduation was in the sports arena from the local college. That's insane. That is wild to me. My graduating class had 92 kids in it. That's a lot. Like, that's more reason. That literally seems, yeah, I get that. But man, 500? You had it at a sports venue. No shit. That is wild. I've never even been to the Tacoma Dome, I don't think. 1,500 plus kids. That's not too bad, right? No shit. I'm just thinking of my ex in school because that's like the biggest I've ever heard of. I think his graduating class had 2,000 kids in it. Just his class. My school had so many students, they had to rotate our grades through the day. Underclassmen went earlier. Oh, went later. No shit. Wild. I think my graduating class was over 1,000. To get through the ceremony fast enough, they had 4 rows of students and read names off rapid fire. I can't even fathom it. Music Man, I hope you're doing well, honey bean. We had 200 per year in a small school in the Midlands, England. Cherish small town life, folks. Yeah. My friend Millie lived in the Midlands as well, and I think she has a very similar story, like smaller schools. Are we gonna watch some Drum Insanity today, Katie? Or can we? We can do whatever. I was literally just gonna put on Hell of a Boss because my brain is. I think I'm getting sick. I don't want to acknowledge it, but I feel kind of fevery and gross. I feel myself like wilting to the side. I was just gonna put on Lazy Shit, which Hell of a Boss. I mean, it's not lazy shit, but it's amazing. But we can do anything. My effort is so. I'm trying, man. I just don't. I hate this shit. My face is so broken. Man, that was my art teacher, man. I wish I would have kept in contact in some way, shape, or form. He really like was there for me a lot. I went to a tiny high school. My graduating class was 15. Okay, so it was kind of a newer school. So it was a school for learning disabled students, and I was in the second graduating class from high school. That's fucking wild. Do you think that was good though? At the ice arena? That's insane. Mine was 100 kids. Wife was over 2,000. That's the polar difference. I can't even imagine. Like, I can't fathom not knowing the personal history of every single person you go to school with. Like, I could still to this day tell you, which is weird, but it's like small town life. Like, everybody knows everybody knows everybody. Everybody's basically related, unless you're like my family and you moved in later. And you just know everything. You know, like, one of the guys in my graduating class, Coffee Ground, his mom was the elementary school principal. And one of my sister's best friends in high school, her dad is still the middle school principal, I believe. And one of my friends in high school's dad was our high school principal. Like, you just know everybody, know everybody. There's tendrils. Because there's just not that many people. No shit, RevoltCon. I was when I moved there, I was like in middle school, whatever. And straight up, like people would say, "Ooh, new blood." Like the boners desks would be a flying when new kids came to Kettle. Because seriously, half the town has the same fucking last name. There's like 5 last names that like make up the vast majority of my hometown. It's very weird. But I mean, there's no industry. No one wants to live there. So you never get anyone. There's no reason to move there unless you're retiring. Like there's a lot of retiring people. Jack Black owns property 10 miles down the road from where I grew up on the river. Like that's it. There's a mill. Like that's all there is. So there's no one moving in. So it's a lot of. I've told you all about Onion Creek. There's some cousins, fucking cousins, all I'm gonna say. What? We're watching Has Been tomorrow, Jack. So my plan is today, fuck around, Faded Friday, watch some Hell of a Boss. And then tomorrow, because the last 2 episodes of Has Been were dropped last night, right? The last 2 of this season. Second season was already confirmed, no panic. What I decided, because I mean, we decided, I guess we were talking about yesterday, I think. I don't know, I might be hallucinating at this point. But yesterday we were like, why don't we just watch the entire fucking thing? Like, we're just gonna watch the entire season tomorrow. Because there's a lot of people who miss some episodes, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're only like 20 minutes a piece. So we're just gonna fucking binge the whole thing tomorrow. Starting early. Do Saturday cartoons all day, which is perfect because I feel like shit. Yeah, a lot of double dipping in that there gene pool. Like, a lot of people are very conscious of second and third cousins in that town. We had a North and East middle school. Both were packed. Then we moved to 9th grade and high school buildings. That's where, like, so we moved a lot when I was a kid, where most of my older siblings went to high school in Western Washington State. That's what it was like there. No shit. There was like, God, I don't even know, like 10 elementary schools, I think, that filtered into 2 middle schools or junior high. I think it's called junior high because it's only 7th and 8th grade. So they would filter all of those elementary schools into those 2 middle schools, and then those 2 middle schools would filter into a 9th grade campus, which got destroyed, I guess, and is now like a pool or something. I don't know. This was years ago. They'd all go into a 9th grade campus, and then they'd move to a giant-ass high school from the 9th grade campus. And it was I don't even know. I have no idea how many kids are in that school. Snohomish. It's Snohomish County. It's fucking enormous. It's so many kids, though. Hold on. Rage. I literally almost choked on myself. Hold up. My shit jumped. One girl was the 8th of 8 daughters in a Mormon family, went off to college, became a fitness grifter, talked about doing MDMA and butt sex. Shit was wild. What happened there? I want that as a podcast. I need more. What was the path? Ew, David. I never knew anybody personally that was like dating a cousin or anything in my school. But there were some parents, like basically, and I'm sure a lot of schools did this, but like there's a lot of programs where if you homeschool your kids, you're required by the state to like bring them down from the mountains to like socialize once in a while. And they always got thrown into drama, into theater because it was an after school program. So we thrown into it. I mean, they were weird. I'm so sorry. Homeschooled Christian kids are fucking weird. They were so weird. They had to pray before they sneezed. It was just constantly so annoying. Be religious on your own time. I got no problem. Don't interrupt my time with your fucking religious shit. But anyways, they would come down with their parents, and I didn't know. Like, my parents weren't like, oh yeah, all them kids up in Onion Creek are fucking each other. I didn't know, but I was like, why do those parents look so alike? And why are all the kids touched? Not being mean, like actually special. All 10 children. And then, like, later in life, my mom had to have that conversation, like, some people in the mountains fall in love with their brothers. And I was like, ah, no! I did theater with these kids. Alarming. It's the case of this level of sheltered that is, you can't even understand it until you have a conversation with one of these children and you're just like, whoa. Whoa. Like, just living where I grew up was a level of being sheltered. Like, when we found out about Linkin Park, they were already on their second album. Like, that's how slow things come out that way. Like, we just don't, there's no industry. I mean, the only store we have is a Walmart. It's a super Walmart. That's it for miles, for like hours driving. There's nothing out there. So we would get things so late all the time. Ugh. Love the one you're with. So, like, to extra shelter out there is what I'm saying is wow. Big wow. Big fucking wow. Super cool, though. One of the kids was really nice. He was one of my favorites, although he was probably, like, a brother, sister, offspring. I have no idea. But his eyes were crossed, like, heavily. And he had this trick, and I never knew this before. I don't know if everybody who has crossed eyes can do this, but he would be able to do this with his finger and line his eyes up for pictures. But if you didn't take the picture right away, you could watch them start to drift apart again. And he'd be like, hold on. Okay. It was wild to watch. He was a really cool kid, though. Really good actor. I really hope he went on to do something, because he was very, very, just like, fucking good. He was very It literally, I'm not kidding, Mel. Yes. But seriously, like, he was one of those people in high school who you could tell they took themselves, like, not too seriously, but they took acting seriously. Like, he was fucking damn good. He could remember so many lines. We did the fucking Crucible. Why? Nobody knows. But he played one of the major characters who had, like, buttloads of fucking lines and memorized all of them to a T. He was phenomenal. But watching him do that and then watching his eyes like, "Wah," was always a fucking trip. See, David, and that's sad. It's like, I think we can all universally agree that inbreeding is a bad idea. Not just morally and culturally, but like health-wise, it's bad. Like, there's actually a science to how your pheromones should turn off your genetic siblings. Because it's your bodies telling each other, there's no advantage to making a baby here, don't do that. Like, but abusing people and throwing rocks at them, that's not okay. Like, they need therapy. They need help. They don't need, like, physical fucking abuse to their private home with that shit. Like, what happens when they make friends and realize creationism is not normal, white people aren't in the Bible. A friend of mine from the Bible Belt was telling me about the creationism there. Like, the dinosaur bones they fake to make it seem like they're younger. I knew some fundamentalists, I think they were Baptists, but they told me that the bones were put there by Jesus as a trick. So, Jesus is just trying to be a tricky little trickster out there. Oh my God, Genova, hard same. I think I'm getting sick. Like, I hard slept, and I'm still, I mean, I'm on, this is the last of my coffee, and I'm just like, I could have just gone to sleep just then. Luna, oh, we've talked about that. It's like the number one category is like stepsister, stepbrother, stepdad, stepmom. Like, oh man, what's going on there? Hate it. There's something deep-seated going on there. It's about as disturbing as teen. No offense, but like, ew. Wake up, I know. Go on and put on a little makeup. Not today, Satan, with your fake dino bones.
Fucking Jesus.
I used to have Jehovah's Witnesses boss at work, and she was open to chatting about things. Oh my God, Kona, I had a coworker at Hopkins who was very open to talking about things with me, and it was wild. I'd say no offense, but I'm pretty positive not one of you is a fucking active Jehovah Witness because you're not allowed to associate with non-Jehovah Witnesses, so I don't think you're here. Fucking what? Nutters! Nutter motherfucking butters right there, my dudes. Whoa. That's some wild shit. I've talked to a few people who have history in it, and that guy I worked with was actively in it. The only reason he could talk to me and associate with me is because we worked together. But they're not allowed to associate outside of the Jehovah Church. But no shit, one of my best friends in college's mom shot her fucking face off because in the 80s/90s, I think, correct me if I'm wrong on the dates, the Jehovah Church convinced all their people that the world was ending and that they should give all their possessions and all their money to the church. And she did, and the world didn't end. Not a good. Not okay with that Jehovah shit. That shit is fucking gnarly. Not only not correct mistakes, but it's like, you know, if you take a cup of flour and you dump it in a bowl, what do you have? You have more flour. Versus if you take like eggs and flour and salt and sugar and you mix it up, you get a cake, which is probably going to be more advantageous. So it's like not necessarily the. So what happens with inbreeding essentially is like if you have the genetic coding for, you know, mistakes and you breed with someone who has that same genetic coding for mistakes, it's much more likely to be expressed in your child, even if it didn't express in you. You're exponentiating the likelihood of those genetic flaws being expressed. But on top of that, you're not really adding anything. You're just creating basically a sibling. Whereas, like, you know, evolution and the human, like the mammal drive is to breed with someone who has better genes to create an ultimately superior child that is better than both of you. You know what I mean? Also, like, yeah, it amplifies the genetic problems, and it's just not, there's no advantage to it. Speaking from mammalian, like, scientific wise, evolution occurs because we slowly change and, like, you know, we mix our genes, we get better results, blah, 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 blah. Where, like, you know, my mom and dad weren't related, so their antibodies from their two different lives that they led up until they met each other were totally different, and I got the mix of both, so I am inherently superior to them because they each only have half of what I got. Does that make sense? Versus if they were siblings, I'd be genetically identical to them, and I'd be like it's just making a sibling, which is so gross to think, but that's basically it. This is why animals don't fuck their siblings, yeah. Unless you're a cat. Cats are weird. Ooh, a fiction race? Fuck, dude, genetic engineering is fucking wild. Side note, did you guys know Helen Keller was oh god, what is it called? I just learned this yesterday. She was it's right on the tip of my dick. She believed in, like, people breeding. Help. Why? Brain, help. It's right there. Eugenics, Jesus Christ, yes. Helen Keller was a eugenicist. Like, Helen Keller, yeah. Yeah. I know. Wild. Yeah, I've heard she was kind of fucking racist as well. Yeah. Which is crazy. I mean, if you think about it. Because she was, like, blind, right? So, wait, okay. Can we talk about this for a minute? This might just be my brain being real fucking clogged up right now. But Helen Keller was deaf, dumb, and blind, right? So, and the only person that could communicate with her was her teacher. So does that mean her teacher taught her what a person of color feels like? and that it's bad? I'm just really whoa. Oh, Lizzie, I've gotten that. I've literally had that same conversation with people where I'm like, "You realize that's eugenics?" And they're like, "I don't know what you mean." I'm like, "Oh, bitch, stop it." Deaf and blind wasn't dumb. Okay, okay, okay. Could play mean pinball. Jesus Christ. I'm not like up on the Helen Keller stuff. I just randomly, part of a podcast, learned that she was a eugenicist. And I looked it up. I did my research a little bit and I was like, oh, I guess there's many sources confirming she absolutely was a eugenicist. That's weird. I mean, I'm like, if you think about it, we talk about this all the time. It's Black History Month. It's very apt to talk about, but kids aren't born racist and hateful. Babies aren't. They have to be taught. But as far as I knew, she got really, really sick at a young age, right? And that made her deaf and blind. And her parents, the reason they got this caretaker that was miracle worker or whatever and did the water thing was because they physically could not communicate with their daughter in any way, shape, or form. So like, how would you teach your baby to be racist if you can't communicate with them? I'm seriously asking. Like, did she just straight up decide to be racist later in life? Because what? Like, not even confirming whether or not she's racist. Like, how would this even work on theoretical level? I don't know. Oh, Music Man, I still to this day do not understand how the fuck they did this. This is how she felt her sign language. Sign language would be done on the palm of her hand. But they say, when you lose senses, everything else just becomes fucking heightened. So I guess it's just I have all my senses, so like I can't even put myself there. Deaf and dumb used to be a saying and a diagnosis. Aristotle talks about it, LMAO, but it's now an ableist term. The assumption is, oh, I would never assume deaf equals dumb. I thought because of the sickness, she literally had damage to her vocal cords and could not physically make sound. Mute, if you will. I mean, God, what the fuck? How does, I mean, that's just sad. How, if you really just sat down and thought for 30 seconds, how the fuck would being deaf affect your vocal cords? What? That's sad. I'm just saying it's really sad. Like, I believe you. It's not just gay porn. The whole incest thing is really prevalent in straight porn too. It is. Oh, 100%. I mean, as someone who peruses straight porn, all the porns, there's a whole, like, the top categories are teen and, like, stepmom, stepdad, stepbrother, stepsister, which, like, as someone with a lot of step siblings, gross. Super gross. Oh, really? From what I remember, the dumb came from her being blind and deaf and oh. Oh, is it like, is that where, oh my God, that kind of, the dumb came from her being an idiot because she couldn't learn because she was deaf and blind. Essentially, it was like an assumption, right? Gross. That's very sad and gross. I mean, eugenics, if you don't know what eugenics is essentially people breeding, i.e., there would be someone who gets to like say whether or not you're allowed to have a baby with your partner or whatever. I mean, and it goes beyond, it's gross. Being deaf doesn't affect your vocal cords, but if you can't hear, you can't replicate sounds easily. Exactly. But they can still absolutely pass air. I mean, a deaf person can scream in pain. I've heard it. Like, I know they can make sound. It's just, I think it's exactly, they can't hear the sound they're making. So it's like we hear what we're doing in our, we hear it. Therefore, it's, I don't know. This is not my science area. It's just fascinating to talk about, though. Oh my God, Lizzie, the Where Our Family's Footsteps sound, that made my brain tingle. I worked with a deaf researcher. She got by. She never mentioned it to anyone. But right after Christmas, we had a 30-minute convo about our love of reading. Damn, she's a real sweetheart. I think she reads lips if she has a hearing aid and it's super small. I've known a lot of people that can read lips fucking better than I can hear people, honestly. Ooh, I have some good news to share for once. I was able to reach my weight goal. Oh my God. I dropped 44 fucking pounds. Bitch, that's like a fucking limb. Dude, congrats. It may not have alleviated your back pain, but it will alleviate further damage. You know this. Like on your knees and shit like that. Dude, I hope you feel fucking proud as shit. It ain't easy to lose weight. If you're looking to do it and if you've done it, it's the hardest thing one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life is just try to feel comfortable in my skin again. Shit ain't easy. Congratulations. That's fucking sick. Yeah, it's selective breeding. Thank you, Ghetto. That was the term I was trying to look for. That's what eugenics is. Yeah, it's selective breeding. It's very Nazi-esque. Yes. It's gross. It's yeah. But farmers do it all the time with plants and animals. That's why we have good weed. I used to date a man who was part of the Greek Orthodox religion. He once said to me before marriage, the priest has to give the okay for the marriage to happen. And my brain was like, oh, fuck that. They do that in a lot of Catholic churches. A lot of Catholic churches will make you and your partner, like, and I'm sure you know this because you're in Boston, it's very Catholic, that you have to go to like counseling with your priest for like years or some shit. Or like the priest will come live with you. Or someone from the church will come live with you too to make sure you're living a Catholic life. Like, it's awfully invasive, in my opinion. I believe that, Fox, 100%. I think our gut instinct is trained out of us. There was some sort of study made on children that proved children are born with an innate bullshit detector and babies are more empathetic than some adults are, or something like that. Morality and empathy is biology, but some religions would make you think otherwise. I believe that. I believe that. Yeah. Eugenics has the dangerous trait of having a noble sounding goal, improving the human race to lure people in, and then slips in the forced breeding and sterilization. Yeah. It's there's nothing good about it. It's all fucking gross. It's all fucking gross. Well, David, it's so, I mean, on top of just like the act of like, if you're trying to lose weight, no one needs to lose weight. You're fine the way you are to anybody. But like, if you're trying, I got to a point where I just gained a shit ton of weight in college and felt like I was in too tight of a sausage casing. I didn't feel comfortable in my body anymore. And like, I feel like it's easy to cut back your eating and stuff, but what happens, we've talked about this, you have like a homeostasis. Your body has an inner homeostasis. And like, if you get hot, your body sweats to bring your temperature back into homeostasis. If you get cold, your body shivers to bring you back into homeostasis. Your body reacts to outward stimuli to keep you in homeostasis because it's energy efficient and it's easy and we're lazy. And when you maintain a certain weight for X amount of time and you lose a bunch of weight, your body will make you super hungry to try to get back into homeostasis. And you have to like go against your own like feedback system and be like, no, this is our new homeostasis. And your body's like, no, it's not. It's 3 a.m. and M&M's are the best thing in the world. Tee hee hee hee. And we've talked about like the fact that food is the weirdest thing in the world. Because it's like, if you're a heroin addict, we can absolutely put you in a room and help you detox from heroin 100%. But you can be kind of overweight. And it's like, you can't just stop eating. You'll die. It's like you got to like, microdose your heroin, which is so fucked up. Sit down and have a conversation. I feel like JJ is totally different. I mean, that's different. I think I've told you guys this, but when my little sister was born, my mom was like running a hotel. My dad was dying of pancreatic cancer. So she was mildly busy and we weren't going to church all the time. My sister was born and she contacted the church and wanted to get Sarah baptized. And they at first said yes. And then they called her back like a few hours later and they were like, just kidding. We want to put a couple of our people from the church in your home to live with you for a few months to make sure you're Catholic enough to baptize your new baby. Tell me you don't care about that baby going to purgatory without telling me you don't care about that baby. Are you kidding me? She told them to fuck themselves and she went to the Lutheran church down the road and they were like, tinkle, tinkle, she's fine. Ugh. Fucking what? My sister was literally a newborn. My dad was literally dying in a hospital bed in our living room. Catholics suck. Yeah, organized religion is just a way to manipulate people. You can't. I've never seen it different, and it makes me really sad. It's just really, really sad. My sister. Oh, I forgot about the Gump link. Okay, we have a couple links, and then I'm gonna put on I'm gonna put on hell of a whatever, because I think I'm getting sick, and I literally feel delirious right now. But we're gonna have a lovely Faded Friday with some funnies. I think I got your shit. Hold on, Lizzie. Oh, is it the Deaf Sister one? Is that the one? Sorry, that's how long it took me to read a caption. Jesus fuck. Classy delirium is real today. My eyes feel slow. I think it's just this. Yeah, Faith. I'm jealous of Faith, honestly. And people who are personally spiritual, amazing. I consider myself kind of spiritual. Like, I don't consider myself anti any of that. I think there's something to what the fuck brings life to life. It's magical, but I don't think it's a white man in Arabia in the sky with like sheep and shit. I just can't buy into that shit. But like, I know a lot of wonderfully religious people, Lizzie included, who are wonderful human beings who don't use religion or the Bible, etc., to manipulate others or make others feel less than or like shit or make themselves feel superior. Like, they just have faith to themselves. Imagine. Sheep have gods. Don't be mean. I want a sheep god. And now I'm here without any extra literally not even extra foreskin. Isn't it sad that your instinct was to say it's extra when really it was the right amount? I'm sad that's how our brains have been written. You didn't have anything extra, honey. It was just the way it was supposed to be. It was beautiful. Episcopal. I swear I can read. Anglican, priest here. Fuck yes. Thank you for being an awesome human. See what I'm saying? I seriously, I know I will never be, I hate when people like in general shame others for having a personal belief system or a faith system. It's only shameful if you're shoving it in others' faces or trying to shove it down their throat and make them feel gross. Like, why? What loving God would want you to make your fellow human feel bad? I don't want to be part of that. That feels bad. And that's Catholicism. In my experience, mea culpa, motherfuckers. Hi, Knives. How are you, love? Thank you so much for sending the class. Keeping the classy live and giving any swings. That's a lot of fucking months.
I hope you're doing well, honey bean.
I have a lady who pushes religion on everyone in politics, but she's one of the sweetest people ever. That's such a weird combination. Literally. Hold on. I missed some shit. My bestie recently had a Catholic wedding, and her husband had to do a couples course online, thank God. And they literally had to talk about how much God they'll share with their currently non existent children. I mean, if they feel okay about it, to each their own. I wouldn't want anyone in my bedroom with me and my partner in that way. That just feels odd. I've only ever been to two Catholic churches. The first was when I went to the baptism of my fraternity brother's son, and the priest was actually really cool. My Catholic priest growing up was really fucking cool. Just FYI. Like, I actually had a really dope priest. He was Irish, had a really thick accent. He was funny. The first was when I went to the baptism of my fraternity brother's son, and the priest was actually really cool. The second was my aunt's funeral, and not only was the priest also really cool, he was also my aunt's ex-husband. See, that's what I'm saying. There can be really, really cool people who have faith and are religious. It's just like being a decent just person who has faith doesn't make the news. Being someone who's uppity about their faith and then molests little boys definitely makes the news. And unfortunately, that's what at least unfortunately, I associate with Catholicism. Like, it's the same argument with anything, right? Like, if you're doing good, you're probably not making the news because you're not a clickbait. Oh my God, Mickey made a black. Wait. Oh, it's because Mickey Mouse is like, what is it? Licensed. Oh, that's creepy. Oh, that is so unsettling. They even did like the little cursive. That's amazing. That's great. Yeah, Mickey's public domain. Thank you. Yeah, he's public domain now. And I think it's really interesting that, I mean, I guess maybe it's the circles I run in, but ever since he went public domain, it's just a ton of like demon Mickey. Like, you know what I mean? Like evil, scary, like, what's wrong with y'all? That's the I don't know. I never associated Mickey with horror. So, okay, we're here. I mean, honestly, a better horror would be Donald Duck. Like, how come when he gets out of the shower, he has to wear a towel around his waist, but when he's dressed, he only wears a shirt? Horror in itself. Pluto and Goofy. Why is one a dog and one's not? What's going on here? Horror. Like, is Pluto just a person on a leash? And we've just all like, ha 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 ha'd it all this time? I have a lot of questions. Mickey wasn't one of them, I guess. Oh my god, tied Star Trek. Dude, a nerd priest. Are you kidding me? That would get me in. Apple Plus is making a Peanuts Franklin special. Shut up. No, I don't have Apple Plus. Often the church isn't talking about the Bible. That's why they depend on specific scriptures because they desperately cling to the translation that supports their view. Their bullshit's never backed up when you put any of it in context, which is sad. Steamboat Willie, and I think that's the version, right? It's technically Steamboat Willie that's gone, whatever, license free or whatever it is. Yeah, the depiction of Mickey with like the gloves and red pants is absolutely not. But the Steamboat Willie version is, which people just went to horror art. Sure. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen Steamboat Willie in my life. I don't even know what it is. The biggest what the fuck is prosperity gospel. The Bible is like violently blunt about how much they hate rich people. That was one of the things that stuck out to me when I read the Bible. Was I never ever I don't remember reading a passage in that book, and we read the whole thing on stream. Like this is cataloged. I don't remember reading one passage that was like, "Ooh yay, God is money." Ever. It was shame, shame, shame on money. Anytime it was brought up. And if you got money, give it away. Like, it's kind of wild how they pick and choose what to ignore in there. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to live by it, I don't think you should base every movement of your life by a book. It's got some great moral teachings, but it's also got a lot of genocide and a lot of cutting off penis skins. So, like, you know, grains of salt. What am I smoking today? It is this one? I think it's this one. It's actually a new strain I'd never tried before. Well, until a couple days ago. Colombian Space Cookie. Cute name. Allegedly 26.73%. Colombian Space Cookie. Here is Steamboat Willie one of those? Is it like Song of the South where it's just heavily layered in racism? Hypno Stank. I like that name. Hold on, I'm moving it over. And then I got knives as well. My playlist is pretty dank today. What was the first? I literally have just been putting on a song, I feel like, first thing in the morning, and then putting it on the Spotify radio for that song. I think I put on George Michael. No, it was Kiss. It was Prince. This. Kiss. I've never watched Steamboat Willie, but I've also never seen Song of the South. Because by the time I realized what Song of the South was, because Splash Mountain's overrated in my opinion. I've only been on the ride like once. I'm not gonna wait in that line. I was like, why would I watch that? You know. Yes. This is my problem with Taggart. I started with Control and then started Alan Wake 1. And I think Control is like it's like in the same universe, but like further on in the series-ish. So I've considered playing Control again whenever we get to the point where technically Control would happen. Because it's the universe, right? It's the same universe. It's confusing. Alan Wake's not in it, but you end up like, my dog's right here. I'm trying really hard not to elbow him. And I'm grinding up weed. Tuesley is right. Like, I don't even. There are aspects of care. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, you know, like, I mean, let's be honest. Everything in America probably has an overtone of racism because America. But there are some times when it's like Song of the South, where it's like, oh, big wows. I can't do this. Right. Never. And then there's somewhere like, oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll have, you know, I don't even know the name for it, and I wouldn't even want to say it if I knew the name, but the way that they used to depict people of color, where it was like a super black face and then that weird white smile with the red and the, there's a word for it. I don't want it. I mean, it's probably bad. I don't even know. It's probably a good thing I don't know because I'm not utilizing this language in my daily life. But like, there's some older cartoons that have that prevalently in it. Control has an Alan Wake DLC, and that's another thing. I didn't play the Alan Wake DLC because once I realized it was Alan Wake, I wanted to play Alan Wake. Minstrel, is that literally what it's called? I've never heard that term before, so I'm glad. I don't know. It's basically blackface, but art, like in animation or whatever. Yeah, it's blackface. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's basically after Alan Wake, but might be before. See, and Quantum Break's another one I haven't played either. Miranda Sings did blackface? I mean, she's such a shitty fucking human being. It's like, wow, how can you be worse? Oh, do minstrel and be, wow. I mean, I don't not believe you. Like, she is the epitome of shit. Wow. I hate this world. I think it's time for a break. I don't even know what time it is. I'm very delirious, but my boy is here to say, hi, guys. Hi, Bubba. You're awful cute. It's almost 4:20. What are you up to? Stretching? That's a big stretch, Bubba. Did you have a good sleep? You got to sleep in because mom died. What? What are you looking at? Oh, Quantum Break's not canonically linked to the Wakeverse. Oh, really? It is Black History Month. We've been actively kind of, I don't even know if it was on purpose or not, but we got into some really good discussions the last couple days about racism and all that shit and acknowledging the white systemic racism built into us, etc. Really good, honestly. I felt really, really good after our conversations yesterday. Like, we just talked really deeply and, like, I don't know, man. It's one of those topics where, again, there's so few environments where you can have an open forum discussion like this and people aren't being mean or attacking or, you know, just getting offended. It's like we can all just own up to the fact that probably at a certain point in our life, we all said everything's gay and everything's the R word. And we said horrible words because we didn't know any better. And now we're trying to be better people. But the fact that we owned up to it and we tried to actively change, I think is what is importante. You know what I'm saying? You know, we talked about it, Knives, and it, like, I think, and this is just my opinion, but for me personally, Black History Month is important because I am always actively trying to be anti-racism, anti-racist. Like, racism itself is built in systemically, and acknowledging that, I think, is part of changing it. But I think Black History Month brings it up and it's like a, hey, still a problem. Don't get complacent, you dumb white bitch. For me, at least. You know? It's really easy to get complacent when you're a dumb white bitch. I mean, there's a lot of privilege there. I'm not proud of it, but you know what I mean? It makes, at least for me personally, it makes me think about shit. Not any differently, but maybe deeper. We have really good conversations about it here because you guys think of stuff on totally different levels than I do. We all come from different like social backgrounds and stuff, which is really cool. And I don't know. I think you can be complacent. You can get really complacent really, really easily. Exactly. And because you are black, it's something you never not real like it's like women's celebrating Women's History Month or something for me, right? Like I'm like, "Oh, you're all going to be sympathetic of my uterus for a month, thanks. Where are my painkillers for my period, bitch?" Oh my god, Donna, we were talking about uh Barry gave us a link to what is it called? Steamboat Willie because it went open, what is it? I forgot the term already. Open license or whatever. My brain is fucking stupid today. Every day, but today is super stupid. And we were talking about how like everything has become like horror. Like all the free license left copyright, thank you. Everybody that's like taken the material and made something new out of it, it's all horror themed. So we were gonna it's literally Steamboat Willie's like 7 minutes. We were just gonna watch it. Public domain. Why can't I remember that? Bubba, it's 4:20. Can I cheers? Okay. Cheers. Don't smoke on your dogs. God knows what it does to them. No pun intended, but for real. You never know what it's doing to your poor animal. Everyone has dumb bitch days. Just keep them to yourself. Exactly. Try to be better. Be better. We can all do it. Coming to the Bible Belt. Come to the Bible Belt. No. Where I see rebel flags everywhere. Just a few ignorant people really ruin it for the rest of us. I've been to more black cookouts than white. Dude, when I was in high school, it was still kind of cool to get a class ring, and the amount of people in my graduating class who thought it was cool to get a Confederate flag on their fucking class ring. No, it stands for being a redneck. You can't tell me I'm racist. I'm sorry, that stands for slavery, you fucking idiot. You don't get to make up new terms for these things. What? It means I'm just a redneck. No, it does not. You live in Eastern Washington, motherfucker. Disgusting. It's just ignorance. I mean, it's like willful ignorance, you know what I'm saying? Isabel Void came to say hello. My boy. Oh, that's a good itch. Is that the best? Yeah, that's the best itch ever, Bob. Ooh, hell yeah. I'm pulling it. Hold on, Fox. I got it. You'd think they'd be less racist living so far west. You know what's weird? There wasn't, I mean, there's racism everywhere, right? There were no, I mean, we didn't have anyone in my school but Native Americans and white people. So, like, I never heard racist language like that because there was no one to direct it at. They truly thought. And instead of just verifying, they like, I don't even know how to explain them. They knew what it was. They weren't using it in that way. They were actively saying, like, no, it means redneck. Like, they were trying to change the purpose of it. They were very aware of what it was, though. I don't know how to explain that. It was just the dumbest. It's the dumbest conversation you can have with somebody. It's like people getting a fucking swastika tattooed on their forehead and being like, "It was stolen. It was a Buddhist symbol." Okay, bitch, but who the fuck out there is seeing that shit and going, "Oh, Buddhism." Nobody. Dumb white bitch here still realize that shit. Are you kidding? What? Hi, Mag. How are you, love? Happy Friday. Oh, Bill's come to say hello as well. Oh, don't they look so skinny? I know. They look like velvet, though. It's kind of interesting because they're curls. Like, especially Bill. I feel like she looks like a velveteen rabbit when the light hits her, like on her wrinkles. Bill, I'm trying to show him your wrinkly back. Let me show him. Oh. Purposeful ignorance. Yeah, it's like if I say this is what it stands for, then it doesn't matter what the rest of the world thinks it stands for. Because to me, it means this. And it's like, oh, I don't, okay. Okay. It's the Billeth. She loves a snug. Look at her face. Her face mask when her hair's cut is so cute. Oh, really? A battle will commence. It's a new life. The curls become waves, exactly. Like, Trick literally looks like he has perfect. What are those waves called where you would like put gel in your hair and then do this? You know the ones I'm talking about? They have a name. I don't think it's Jerry curl. Jerry curl, I think it's something different. It's the ones where it's like finger waves. Literally, Trick's whole back is finger waves. Perfect. I mean, it looks like someone styled him. It's just perfect finger waves down his back. It's so cool looking. Yeah, because it's so short, it can't make a full curl, but it like does that little like wave against his skin, and it's just perfect. They're beautiful. He's just so beautifully black you can't see. Oh, you get him. He's ready to battle. Finger waves was my nickname in kindergarten. Do I want to know? There, I mean, honestly, the attention jealousy is. One of them just farted so loudly I heard it through my left ear. Exactly, Young. I couldn't have said it better myself. You have the right to wear any symbol you wish. The rest of the world also has the right to judge you for it. Live with your consequences. 100%. Agree. Yeah. They're pretty fucking precious. I do love them. They're so weird. Now Lilith's taunting him. She's trying to hunt him. I don't know if my camera will go that far. They just like bite. Yeah. She does. That stance. Exactly. She baits him to get away from me, and then she'll dive in for the snuggles. She's such a whore. She's so smart. It's crazy. What did you slam into just now? They're not even, they're so skinny. I can't even. I can't even. Oh, yeah, she stands over there and does like that. Bitch. Let's fuck. And then what's weird is like their play style, they just mouth. Now they're going to stop, of course. I'll just leave it there and ignore it, and we're just going to talk again. Maybe it'll happen. They just like bite each other's faces. That's all they do. That's their playing. It's just like smacking and biting each other right in the face. She's done. I'm done with your shit, bro. Do you guys need to go outside? Miss Ma'am, you're so cute. You know you're cute too, huh? Yeah, you're fucking aware. Happy Fated Friday, Robo. No, there's a new Leo. No, actually, I was just gonna take a break, and then I have the videos people gave me. We can actually, I'll put the Leo one. We'll say that's the call it, and then we're gonna watch Hell of a Boss because I think I'm getting sick and I just feel shitty. Gimme. Right? Her like eyeline and her weird face mask is so cool. It's so unique. It really kind of gets lost when her hair goes super long. I can actually get it if you don't have it. I bet I can get it. Hold on. Or YouTube will just. Okay, thank you. No, I got it. Come on. Oh, shit. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. All right. No spoilers. I know, they just bite each other's mouths. See this? Imagine if that's how people in bars like fought. Hey, motherfucker, motherfucker, who you fucking with, motherfucker? You want to get down? You looking at my woman? Like, imagine. I'd watch a lot more bar fights. Ma'am, what? Did you beat him? Did you get him? Did you get him? Did you get him? Every fight ends in a makeout session, a dream. I wasn't even thinking makeout. I was thinking more like the way kids, like, you know how some toddlers will learn to kiss, but they just like open mouth, like, but like big burly biker dudes, like doing that to each other. Miss Ma'am, what are you doing? Don't go outside. Okay. Ew. All right, quick break. It literally rage exactly. Like, it's the open mouth kissing, but with like angry eyes, like, you know what I mean? I'd watch the fuck out of that. All right. We got some funny videos to watch, and then we're gonna watch Hell of a Boss, which is more funny. I'm gonna go take the dogs outside and imagine people make out fighting. I'll be right back. Huh. Okay. I know, I was doing them finger waves. Ow. I somehow opened Spotify on my phone with my thumb and then pressed a song. All in one fell swoop. That's what happened. I don't know how I did it. Wait, why do I know who Carl Weathers is? Why do I know who that is? I'm really bad with names. That is Zeke's nipple. Oh my god, have you never seen this? Yeah. We recently realized that actually the tongue and the nipple wiggle together. Yeah. Predator! Oh my god, you're right. Dude. He wasn't that old, was he? Maybe he was. I just watched Apollo the other night. 76. Yeah, that's not that old. Honestly, that's fairly young to pass unless you've got like a disease or something these days. Yeah. I watched that recently. I went to sleep to it. Let's put it that way. It's a movie, you know, one of those. You've seen it a million times. Like, do you need to? Easy to pass out to. Sad. That's really young. Blue. Death, man. Speaking of, I finished 6 Feet Under last night. I've been watching it for the first time ever. And holy crap. That last episode was fucking heart-wrenching. Like, holy shit. I mean, it was so weird because I almost did exactly what Claire did. Like, you know, except my mom told me I broke her heart and then never hugged me again instead of her mom, like, pushing her to move across this country. But, like, that drive away and that whole fucking montage of the family, I woke up this morning thinking about it and just started crying in bed. Like, it hit me so hard. It was fuck, dude. Such a good show. Really well done. Oh my, I can't believe I'd never seen it before. Like, I mean, it's The Sopranos here, right? I fucking love The Sopranos. Cheers. Cheers, Lizzie. Watch some funny videos. We're actually gonna watch, this is, give me this one. That's the Stoner Gump guy. He's really hilarious. My only complaint is his videos are so quiet. It's really hard for me to jack the volume up. I literally have to put it at 100% and they're still pretty quiet. But he's gonna teach us a recipe with keef. 6 Feet Under, Hello 6 Feet Under. It's a show that was like back late 90s, early 2000s on HBO. And it's just a show about a family who runs a like a funerary business. But it's so good. Oh, I'll finish the song. Bitch, I would never. I know. Honestly, this came on the other day and I got real sad. Like, rest in peace, Aaliyah, right? What a sad beauty. I haven't heard this song in so long. I think it came on yesterday or the day before, and I literally was like, oh, poor Aaliyah. She was so young. That's young. Holy shit, that poor woman. I have a cook friend that makes his own weed butter for his weed brownies, or used to until a good edible shop opened in town. I've heard so many people do it. She died for luggage. What? Oh my god, Lizzie. If I could send you half of this, I would. I don't know about the R. Kelly thing, but I do know I think she was maybe in a bit of an age gap relationship when she was a little young. And that's kind of she was maybe I mean, she's dead. I don't want to talk ill of the dead ever. And not that this is talking ill of her, but I think maybe she was a bit groomed into the industry. It was too much. I didn't know it was too much luggage. That makes it so much more sad. We have videos to watch. Why are these songs so good today? Okay, I'm pausing. I'll go back to it. Don't worry. I'll keep it up. You just keep going. I know. I heard something, but I don't know if it was my stomach or outside of my body. I think it was in me. We're fine. Wow, that's sad. Can Keith go bad? So Luna, from what I've been told from CNEMOS and shit, the only thing that can happen is it can. Should we just finish the song? Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta watch the pause so we don't just get taunted. I know. My playlist is too on fire these days. Fuck. This is my prom. So basically, Keef doesn't go bad, but just like Bud, you want to keep it in an oxygen-free environment. You want to keep it away from light, and you want to keep it dry. So it can mold, and the THC can degrade, but if it's literally just sitting in the base of your grinder, it's probably fine. Oh, yeah, she was only 22. She was an itty-bitty baby, yeah. Yeah, she was so young. This is such a good song. Cheers. Oh, Rage, yeah. We also watched him be forced to apologize to Elmo. I still don't know how I feel about the way the world is right now. Yeah, we did. Then we had a big conversation about how Larry David's apparently been losing his mind for quite some time. I didn't know. I never watched Curb Your Enthusiasm, couldn't get into it. And I think that's what he was mostly known for. He wrote Seinfeld and some other stuff, but like he just seems like overall to be kind of a dick. It was like funny, but also I kind of felt like I was watching someone lose their mind on TV a little bit. What? No, David, and I don't want to know anything about that song. That's disgusting and creepy. R. Kelly's a fucking pedophile. No, that's not okay. Ew. I know, and Jordan Peterson like retweeting Elmo and telling Elmo he's racist or something. Like, the world is so weird. I know, right, Glut? Like, never in my life have I stopped and thought to myself, I think I'm gonna assault that puppet over there on national television. Minus the national. I mean, I've never wanted to assault a puppet. I just don't really like them. Still have not thought to do that. Oh, yeah. So, Knives, have you heard about this tweet of Elmo's? Elmo, literally the puppet from Sesame Street, like whoever runs that social media account. Long story short, Elmo tweeted, "How y'all doing? the world, like literally somewhere around 13,000 people within a couple seconds replied, "Not well, Elmo, not well," in more or less words. And what's his fuck retweeted Elmo just saying, "How are you all doing?" Like literally just that tweet. And what is it? Does anybody have the link? Is that the link to it? I feel like I'm misquoting it. Is this it, Lizzie? Hold on. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lizzie. I appreciate you. I'll just show it to you. It's comical. I mean, this is the world we're living in right now. Fucking gaming tacos. Thank you so. No pause. No pause. No pause. No pause. No pause. You heard nothing.
La 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 la.
So this is so Elmo tweeted, "How are y'all doing?" And then after the world told Elmo we're not well, Elmo said, "Wow." Elmo's glad he asked. Elmo learned that it's important to ask a friend how they're doing. Elmo will check in again soon, friends. Elmo loves you. Hashtag emotional well-being. Jordan Peterson retweeted it. Go fuck yourself for wanting to discriminate against white people. So, I think Jordan Peterson might be the most unwell of us. Yeah. Yeah, the fact that a puppet has more common sense and humanity than Jordan Peterson says a lot. Like, first off, I know I'm just being I'm being picky, but like, this is a children's show. This is a puppet who performs as a 3-year-old child, and you're telling this 3-year-old child puppet of a children's show to fuck yourself? What is wrong with you? Yes, canonically 3-year-old. No one understands. No one understands. No one does. I think it's a good sign that for you and I, this doesn't make sense. Because this means our core self isn't this bad. I mean, I don't even know what's happening. Yeah, it's just a very sad person. Why is Elmo vocabulary so good at 3 years old? Because he's bilingual. Duh. Yeah, our core selves, like, it sucks because, like, it makes me sad sometimes, but I'm glad I'm an empathetic human being who thinks about how I make people feel before I mean, not only did this person say these things to the canonically 3-year-old puppet of Sesame Street, a children's show, which I'm sure a lot of us held very dear to us as children when it was released and came out. Like, I wasn't born then, but like, I definitely, child of the 90s, loved me some Sesame Street. You took the time to type and like, I presumptuously reread and then press enter. There's so many chances to like not do what you did. You know what I mean? There's a whole lot in there. I don't know. Hello Devil, that's the thing. No one knows. People have dug into the comments section of these Elmo tweets hard, like, where's what? Did you retweet the wrong tweet? You know what I mean? It's almost like, seriously, have you lost your mind? Like, is this the sign? I wish I could do the Kermit voice. Tell Elmo to go fuck himself, right? Like, what? What are you doing? What are you doing? Jordan Peterson went from telling young men to clear their rooms to screaming racist at Elmo, right? He's cracked, exactly. I'm kind of thinking, like, I have no empathy. He's being an evil person, but I'm kind of thinking maybe it's like Trump talking about these cognitive tests he's taken, like, which one's the whale? Oh my God, you don't see it, do you? Should we be concerned, you know? I don't know, he might call my hug. Oh. Elmo after reading all those tweets. I agree, gaming, exactly. Like, I mean, it's challenging thinking before you speak, only if you have a core evil in you that wants to come out before. But like typing and entering, I feel like is a whole new ball game. Like there's so many more, like a lot of we all get angry, we all get heated in the moment, we all say things we regret. None of us can deny that. We've all been shitty at one point. We try to make up for it. We try to be better, right? Core people. But man, I think about this a lot because it happens in my work. I mean, I read text all day. Like people come into my chat and say horrific things and once in a while. And I think to myself, like, man, there were so many opportunities to not hit enter on what you just hit enter on. You know, it does kind of look like AI now that you say it. I hope it's not. I fucking hate AI. Ugh. Peterson also had some sort of mental break after he'd been on a carnivore diet for a year. What? He was jaundiced and sobbing and disappeared for a while? Did he like did he join the church of fucking what's that podcaster dude who eats raw meat and stuff? Rogan? Did he join the cult of Rogan? Exactly. Goal of the day is usually, can I be less of a shitty human than I was yesterday? Yes. We were just talking about that yesterday, Mug, and we were saying like there's some quote, and I don't know the exact quote, I can't remember it, but it's essentially people don't remember what you look like, what you did, like your achievements, blah blah blah. They remember how you made them feel. And someone I read that years ago, or someone told it to me years ago, like a really long time ago, and I take that to core my whole life. Like I always try to think about that. Like I never want to leave someone feeling worse than when I came into the situation or came into the conversation or something like that, you know? And if I can't interact with someone without making them feel bad, I'm just going to avoid that interaction. You know what I'm saying? Spencer, thank you so much for subbing to the class, keeping the classy alive and giving any swings. I fucking appreciate you. Is it Groundhog Day? Do we get spring? That little chub. Like a dog hair flew in my nose again. But Life Peterson's some wild ass shit. I mean, it sounds like he got liver disease or some shit. He's been on Rogan many times. There you go. See, I don't watch Rogan. I've seen his stand-ups, and I did enjoy some of his stand-ups back in the day. I'm not going to lie about that. I think I accidentally quote him sometimes, but his podcast is so chock full of misinformation, and he interviews some very problematic people and thinks it's hilarious that he does so, and I just don't respect that at all. I mean, it sounds like he's not doing well, Knives. Like Peterson might be dying soon, but like I would blot him from my memory. I wish I wasn't aware of this human being. Like I think he's only relevant at this point because he does this shit. Like retweet a child puppet and tell it to fuck itself. I say fuck all the time. It feels real weird to say that to Elmo. What? You know, like he's just like he does this sensational stuff to just stay, it's such a weird way to need attention, you know? Such a weird way to need attention. Yeah, knowing he exists, but keeping him the hell away from you. And I think it's good to know who the fuck he is in case you're in a conversation with a random person. Like, say you're out socializing or something, and someone's like, oh my God, my idol Jordan Peterson, probably a good idea to know who that is so you can halt that conversation real quick. But beyond that, nah. You know? We get more winter? Boo. Dude, Murphy, it's almost like you know me. What's up, B? Fun fact, Groundhog's been wrong more times than right, meaning he's actually better at prediction than random chance if you reverse his predictions. Have you guys ever actually watched the whole Groundhog ceremony? It's very odd. People get very excited about this poor chubby gerbil. It's a little weird. I watched it one time ever. I think I watched it a couple years ago. It's real weird, right? Okay, I'm not the only one. Right, okay. Glad I'm not the only one. Made me feel weird, that poor animal. Peterson is all religious word salad. He really wants to be called. He really wants to be perceived. Yeah, that. Exactly. I used to think Rogan was pretty funny till he went off the deep end. Yeah, and he's proud of it. Like he's very proud to be just problematic, and I don't understand that. I don't like it. Owen makes a statement on his alleged racism against white people. Will he be fucking himself? We're dying to know tonight at 7. Next, does Trump bleach his skin? What? I don't know. He's really flaky these days. I'm wondering. I think he's just thin and flaky. You're not wrong. Superstition is pretty weird. You're not wrong. It is odd. I saw the Bill Murray movie. That's enough. Jesus. It's a reverse dog whistle. Similarly, knowing about popular white supremacists lets you filter the trash more easily. Exactly. It's like, I feel like being on the up and up makes it so people can't casually slide things into conversation without me realizing, oh, you've just identified as a horrific racist and I don't want to be around you anymore. You know? Knowledge for knowledge's sake, but not someone you want to invest in. Speaking of people falling off the deep end, some strange guy, like within 2 hours of Oh, I read about this morning. Oh my God, I read about this morning. That's 2 hours away from you. I read about this morning. Dude. So too long didn't read. This is true crime nasty, but this literally just happened a few days ago. Like maybe a day or I don't know, it's very recent. A young person beheaded their father and then went on YouTube and made a video, like a live, and presented said head because, not quoting here, don't remember exact quotes, still pretty disturbed, their father was a public servant and all public servants are the devil or something. Oh. No words. Fucking crazy. Oh God, I mean, it's horrific. I seriously, my heart is bleeding from every angle for that family. Oh, can you even fathom? My fuck. Mental health needs to be something that is talked about. My God. Ew. Some guy was selling me a bed and decided to tell me how much he loved Jordan Peterson. I was wearing a shirt that said feminist. He got creepy about it, and I realized too belatedly that he had my information. Oh. Exactly. Yeah, he wants to go after all government bureaucrats, blah, blah, blah. He's like, he won't rest till they're all dead. Oh, it's just, this person obviously has some very, 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 very deep seated, very tragic issues and needs help. Like, wow. Peterson probably has said and done some good stuff at some point, but he just seems like he's lost his mind. That's what I mean. I mean, until he started losing his mind and doing this weird shit, he wasn't on my radar. I didn't know him at all, but Jesus Christ. I mean, Lizzie, it's just horrible. I'm not going to go into. This isn't a true crime podcast by any means. I know I like casually drop shit once in a while because I listen to a lot of true crime, but unless we dedicate a day to that, I don't want to shell shock anybody with the shit that I listen to. Like, man, I'm desensitized in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? It was related to public servants and Trump. It was basically deep state rants against the government, it's just so sad. It's so sad. Oh my God. I do not want that on my Twitter. I do not. What? That should be gone. Are you kidding me? That's on that. People should be deleting that picture. I hope to fuck if you guys run across anything about this or screenshots of that video, which has been taken down in my knowledge thus far, you fucking report it. I don't take that lightly. That's so sick. Yeah, we have fun links. Let's brain bleach. Yeah. Let's brain bleach. The world is so weird. I didn't mean to brain bleach back to Jordan Peterson. That was just there. I apologize. I think we've got brain bleach, and if it hasn't dropped yet, but it started going, man. Wow. That snuggle at the end really broke my. I'm not going to think about it. Dogs are better than most things, man. We're fine. That was wonderful bleach. No one gave us that one. That was me accidentally scrolling to Danger Zone. We don't deserve dogs. Like Oh, they're just the best. 4 new toys for Bonnie. Oh my god, did she lose her shit? Her new rope ball's bigger than her? I mean, you know what? Honestly, growing up with like farm dogs and shit, we never bought our dogs toys or anything. Like they had 1 or 2 rope toys, but other than that, like no shit. I grew up with dogs that lived till they were like 19 on average, and they lived off table scraps. Now I'm so anal about what my dogs eat. It's crazy. They still live really good lives, but uh, one of my it was like an ex's mom or something told me that when I got Millie. She was like, "Why do you get a dog if not to spoil them?" And I was like, "Holy shit!" And then we had Millie for 13 glorious little pug years. What are you gonna do? That's oh my god. So we get these marrow bones that they actually have the marrow in them, and we keep them in the freezer, and every once in a while we'll give them to the dogs if it's really hot outside. It's like a good frozen treat, and it's literally like a leg bone or like a femur, with the marrow in it. And it's just like a round, like it's probably like a 2.5 inch bisection, but they're so big, they're bigger than the dogs' mouths. And watching them, they'll have it in their mouth and they'll be like tonguing around it, like, and it'll fall out of their mouth. And once they discovered that when it falls out of their mouth, it makes a really loud, annoying sound on the wood floors in my kitchen, they do it over and over and over and over and over and over. And they love it so much. I hate it so much. I love my dogs so much. But that. And they just think it's the fucking funniest shit in the whole world. They're like, "Bob, look at the really loud noise I made." Ha 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 ha. And I'm like, "Stop. It's 3 a.m." No shit. See, my dogs just destroy most things. I really want to show you Lilith right now. Hold on. Sometimes if I move my camera, it just like goes, "Oh, we're not gonna work," so I get scared. Hold on. Lil's like I have a couch backed up against my desk, and that's where the dogs sleep all day. But she's got her face squished between the 2 back cushions, like facing me, and it's just fucking hilarious. I need you to see it so bad. Oh, I hate the new mobile Discord. It's so confusing. Jeez. Dogs are the best thing in the whole world. 1 second. We have some more brain bleach. Don't worry. This will brain bleach you though a little bit. Yeah, no flash photography. I didn't like I'm trying to be quiet because I don't want her to think I'm, acknowledging her because that will make her get up and come over to me. This is my view right now. That's just where she lives now. She now knows I've acknowledged her. One of her eyes is open. I'm trying not to look at her because she knows, but that's literally like, that's my right over my GoXLR. She's just, she's so fucking cute. That's it. I think, oh my God, Lizzie, I don't want to talk about it. I think I broke it. That being said, I've had it for like 6 years or something, but I might have broken it recently. So it's in pieces. I've been dismantling it to try to figure out what I did. I don't know. I know, it's really good considering the fucking work I've put that shit through. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank fuck one of y'all bought me a goddamn shop vac, so I'm still able to vacuum. Thank God, because having 2 big dogs in a tiny house, oh my God, you can't not have a vacuum. It's just there's just shit. Their feet pick shit up. Not literal shit, but you know what I mean. Literally, it's the vestigial eyelid is just looking at me. Yep. Yep. Oh yeah, and it's so creepy, that sick, like, third fucking eyelid sliming across their fucking face. Is it not? See, the problem was, though, I think I'm just, like, I'm holding a grudge against it because they changed up the layout, and for so long, we were all so confused, I couldn't even find my DMs, and then they separated my DMs into DMs and then DM requests, which were never a thing before. And suddenly I have to be friends with every single person that wants to send me a DM on Discord. So I missed so many DMs from a lot of people that probably think I just flat out ignored them because there was no notification, there was nothing. I just didn't even know that thing existed. They were just going to a separate place. And then when mobile happened, it was super hidden. And I'm like, Discord, how could you? Personal. But it's not terrible. It's just confusing. When my dogs would stare at me through their fucking red membranes, yeah, what the fuck is going on? They sleep with their eyes partially open sometimes with that red membrane, and I'm like, are you dead? What shop pick did I get? I don't know. A big one? Are there models? That's a stupid question. Honestly, I got the biggest, best one I could with the amount that someone fucking donated to me to get one. It's big and black and red, and it's fucking powerful. It sucks. It's amazing. No shit. I spilt an entire bag of coffee beans the other day and just got it up in a second. It was incredible. That thing is hot fucking magic. Oh yeah, it's incredible. And it's got like a couple different heads. You know, like a sweeping head and then like the long, skinny, like get into corners kind of thing. Oh, it's incredible. It's so powerful, Lizzie. It literally pulls the carpet up off the pad. That's how powerful it can get. Probably not a good thing. You shouldn't do that, but like the amount of dust it's sucking out of my carpet it's seriously orgasmic. If you ever get a Dyson, do not get the one you saw in that picture. It is such a piece of shit. So I had a Dyson back when I was in college, and it was like the upright purple one that was like a box. It looked like it was fucking heavy as shit, but it was so powerful. It could literally suck up a toothbrush, and it would bend the toothbrush in half rather than turn off. It would get anything. This thing, if it gets a lint ball, it starts alarming and turns off automatically because it's clogged. That thing alarms more often than it fucking vacuums. Like Zach, it might be broken because Zach and I may or may not have thrown it against a fucking wall once or twice because you're just like, you're a Dyson. Hello? That model is a piece of trash. Don't get it. I'm just stuck with it, so I'm dealing with it. But like, no. The suck power is a fucking joke. It seriously, I'm not kidding you. I'm trying to think. Like it literally clogs itself on just like my hair. So you have to pull the entire thing open and like pull a hair clog out. And you're like, why isn't your suck powerful enough to pull a hair ball through? The model before this could bend fucking toothbrushes. What's happening? Do you even fucking suck? Oh God, you're gonna be so sore. Drink water. Right, so, and it's like, maybe, if you're gonna do a huge update like that, and Discord knows what kind of platform they are at this point, right? Like, they have to be aware that they're a main messaging platform at this point in time. If you're gonna hide stuff like a newsletter, I don't know. I'm not, just let me know where is it? Where'd all this stuff go? Yeah, no, this one, I don't even know what model it is. I bought it, literally this vacuum that's above her head. I bought it as like a gift to myself when I got my own apartment in Baltimore. It was like the first time I ever had my own place. I was paying my rent off of streaming exclusively and was so excited. And y'all know me, I'm OCD as fuck and I clean all the time. A vacuum is a good toy for me. I love a good vacuum. Like, I am not the person to not gift an excellent vacuum. That is not an insulting gift. I want it. Give it. Like, I get excited to buy cleaning products. You know what I'm saying? And I got myself this guy because it was cordless, and it actually has a decent charge on it, and like it's really easy to take apart and stuff. But it's seriously it clogs on nothing all the fucking time. More often than not, I sweep my carpet. It's like, you know what it's like. This vacuum is like having a shitty dishwasher where you borderline have to wash your dishes almost spotless before you even put them in the dishwasher. I have to pre-clean my carpets before I vacuum. And that's a Dyson. I don't know what happened. Don't do that one. It's like the tall, skinny, cordless purple one. I don't know what the model is. Don't do it. Everything's great about it except that it sucks. It just seemed like such a huge jump for Discord. Like maybe they're just trying to catch up. I don't know. Oh shit. Stop. I got a swank. I binge watched all this vids yesterday. Epic Spaceman. Super beautiful. I wish we had this for education when I was a kid. Oh god. It looks like it's... Yeah, I think about stuff like that all the time. Just the exposure to stuff like that. Because if you think about it, at least when I was a kid, the only stuff that ever exposed me to, like, space or anything like that was PBS quality crap. And that was not capturing my attention. Like, watching some dude with, like, a tucked-in shirt and those huge wire glasses. And then the star is a bowl of... That doesn't get a kid. Like, that's not exciting me about space. I got way more excited later in life once there was, like, you know, cool people talking about space. But fuck! Yeah, they are cheaply made. No shit, we had to replace a part in this one. Oh god, this was like a year ago. And granted, I'd had it for 5 years, but there is a part in the trigger that is notorious. I mean, all you have to Google is this model of Dyson, and the first thing that comes up in autocomplete is this exact part, this problem, where the trigger wears out in under a year, and it's literally the most flimsy, sad, pathetic piece of, like, pinwheel plastic you could imagine that's completely responsible for the absolute trigger of the mechanism working at all. So much so that a separate company made an extra super strong one that they suggest buying when you just get the vacuum. I mean, it was crazy. Don't get this fucking vacuum. Let's watch some brain bleach. I'm sorry I get heated. It's such a shitty vacuum, seriously. Like, do not invest in that Dyson. I've had a great Dyson. My ex stole it, bastard. But seriously, don't do that one. So shitty. No shit, Trouble? Aw, man. There's something about, like, I think it's the I want a sous vide, but I've got, what are they called? It's like a pressure cooker, rice cooker, whatever. It's that, Instapot. I've got a big old Instapot, but then I've got, like, a giant rice cooker I thought I could probably do it in. Oh, Allie, I don't know if we were prepared. JJ, go work. We're gonna watch more cute shit, don't worry. And then I'm gonna try to get through it, and then for the last hour-ish, we're gonna watch Hell of a Boss. 'Cause my face hurts and I don't wanna think. Lactose intolerant. Oh god, I'd be cramping and shit and cheese, still not feeling it. Ew, cheese. Dude. I love cheese. But dairy makes me break out like I'm 16 and going through it. You know what I'm saying? It drives me fucking crazy. Drives me fucking nuts. I'm like mid-30s, man. Acne should stop. And then all these wonderful women in my chat, they're like, I'm 40, I'm 50, I'm 60, still have acne, and my mom's 70 and she still has it. I'm like, we just never lose it. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. We all have pimples. Maybe you don't see your mom for a minute and you're like, oh my god, do I have to learn how to survive in the grocery store for the rest of my life all alone? And then you see your mom and you're like, oh, thank God. But like, somehow our parents make us excited to do it. Like, I was out as soon as legally fucking possible. Why? What did they do? Okay, I'm sorry. We're gonna watch it again, but that beginning, that hits hard. That's like when my little sister was in chat the other day and we were bitching. I don't even know. We were talking about like flavored sodas, not flavored sodas, flavored carbonated water. And my sister said, LaCroix tastes like static while someone screams the name of fruit at you from across the room. She's a lawyer. She's super smart. It's crazy. Damn. Right? I had to like hard stop. I was like, Jesus, Sarah, whoa. Your brain is on fire. You did it for yourself. It's a mammalian instinct for teenagers to rebel. Lions do it. It's got to be, right? It's got to be. I mean, it's natural that we want to, like, separate and start our own pride or whatever. Fuck. I'm glad I'm not the only one that associates people with their names. Not out of no reason. Like, but there are certain names in this world where I've just never met someone who has that name whom stuff hasn't been a fucking piece of shit or something like that. Dude, worth it. That'd be amazing to see. I remember I had the Offspring CD when I was a kid, and one of my brothers stole it from me, little fucker. What time is it? Okay, we have time. Not that we're running out of time. I just wanted to watch some hell of a boss. I don't know. Oh, this is a deaf person trying to read back. Whoa. I love this song. Billith, that's my doge. Okay. Pause, Jonathan. We got shits to do. Yeah, I tried to find. I couldn't find the original Ferngully soundtrack on Spotify, and I was in the yard on my phone, like literally controlling the music, so I couldn't. I tried. However, I do also consider the original by Tim Curry. Is there another? No. That's not a question. That was a statement. Yeah. I kind of like this version better. Yeah. I love Jonathan Young, but this, I mean, it's just a classic. Fucking Tim Curry, man. That poor man. Oh my god, Yoshi. Cheers to that, dude. I got a little bowl. I'm gonna roast it. Just muck beneath me. Oh, slime up above. Yeah. Yeah. Who did this music? I wonder. It's great. And all the creatures in it. I just almost spit a loogie on you. I think I know the exact one you're talking about. Sorry, I'm so gross. Oh my god, it's Tim Curry in studio. Right? I know the exact one you're talking about. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Hold on. I think it's on Reddit. Oh, I did not mean to kill that, but I think I found it. It was Reddit. Seriously, we saw this ages ago. It's so good. It's a little bit shorter because it's literally just him singing in studio. Oh, I just blew it up on the wrong screen, but it's so good. Thank you for reminding me of this one. Worth it. It's so sad to see Tim Curry like completely, basically an invalid now. I mean, doesn't he? I think he has. I don't know if he's in remission or not, but he did. If not, currently has cancer. It's so sad. It's just I mean, I know a lot of you are my age, if not older. We grew up with him being so young and just wonderful and just so fucking virally talented. It's just sold me on that so fast. Like, I'd rather a show than some chocolate. Fuck. I will love it, I pet it, and I will call it Yod. Yod hey. Yod hey. We already watched that one. Watch that one. Watch that one. Oh shit. Did we watch them all? I gotta save I Hate Adulting. That was too good. That was just so. I have to subscribe. I'm subscribing. Tony Talks was the I Hate Adulting video, by the way, with the amazing wigs and the wind. Tony Talks. Fucking genius. Amazing. Holy crap. Hold on. Didn't I have another Katie? Nope. Maybe not. Maybe it's just me. And then I thought of an anime where she's reincarnated as a princess and becomes an inventor, and then she steals away her brother, the crown prince's fiance. Oh my god, that'd be so hot. And she just like smells like sweet, sweet chocolate all the time. Maybe it's Maybelline. I think Maybelline's not animal cruelty free. Same. I mean, seriously, hell of all. Some of the animes I watched with Glut and Eliza and a few other people in Discord, like literally were the most bizarre plots, but I love it because it's animation. You can literally do anything. I'm so here for that. Like, do something unique, man. Make something new. Don't use guns. This is such a cop out. Me too. Well, the names of animes, let's be honest, they're absurd. They're like full fucking run-on sentences at this point. At least the translation in English. I mean, they're extremely literal, at least. They really do get the point across, but they are, it's a lot, you know? Some of the best anime does involve guns, I agree. But like with animation, if I was gonna make an animation of any kind, I'd try to make something that just doesn't exist because it's more interesting. I don't know. Just me, personally. Anime, honestly, the music and sometimes just the feel of anime is just feel good stuff. Like, you know? I think there's a time and a place with guns. And honestly, I mean, I think you'd probably agree with me. Most of the animes where guns are featured, literally almost everything else in that said anime is so absolutely fantastical that it's almost like guns grounded us a bit, right? Like, I feel like there's a time and a place, you know, where you bring that's what I think, there's a word for it. Oh, God. It's like, there's a term that describes that beautiful blend that anime tends to do a really good job of blending nature and like technology together. You know, they create like these surreal worlds where it'll be like, you know, people that kind of dress Victorian-esque, but they have like high-tech technology, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? But there's a term for it and I love it. And I think they do a really good balance of it. And in that case, I think sometimes that there's a time and a place, you know? Hooked on there you go, here's a title. The Weakest Tamer Began a Journey to Pick Up Trash. That's the title of an anime. I'm not hating, but this is why we don't remember them. They're crazy. A good anime I recommend is Reincarnated as a Vending Machine. Oh my god, seriously. I'm gonna write that down. That sounds hilarious. Reincarnated as... I love the world sometimes. Sometimes you guys give me faith in waking up every day. That's hilarious. Yep, vending. It's fucking amazing. Oh, sick. Awesome. Sick. How have I missed this one? Got him. Have I seen... I might have seen the time I got... I'll write it down, but the time I got reincarnated into a slime sounds familiar. I might have seen that one. Or at least an episode. I'm always looking for good shit to put on in the background while I'm hanging. Oh, there went my pencil. It has an episode about condoms and periods. Sick. That's my favorite. The Way of the House Husband. See, these titles are just incredible. I love them. I love them. There's an anime video movie called Colorful, I believe. I've Never Cried More. Oh, God. I mean, there's That's the beauty of anime in general, is they make some very, very serious films. Not all of it's silly, not all of it's colorful and happy. Like, some of it's literally like film that they just make with animation. It's beautiful. Okay, I saw Spider. That's the one. I saw the Spider one. They go hand in hand. So I think maybe I have seen Slim one. I'll look it up to make sure. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? That's a title. I love it. Ascendance of a Bookworm? I lost my pencil. Fuck. I rolled a 1. Fuck. There it is. Hold on. Ascendance. Don't lose my pen. Honestly, most anime I really dig. The only anime that I don't like, and it's just like a moral standing, is anime where there's lolly stuff. And I know most of you know what it is. If you're unfamiliar, it's basically the flip side of the coin of like the vampire that's 120 years old but looks 17, therefore goes to high school forever and falls in love with a high school girl, and it's totally okay because he looks 17. It's like the opposite, but it's usually like a very young child who's actually 9,000 years on the inside, so it's totally cool that people sexualize this 9-year-old child or whatever. Not into it. That's the one killer. Fuck lolly shit. Not here for it. I can't get past it. But other than that, most anime, I mean, seriously. What up, Mayo? How are you, love? No shit, it wrecked you? Oh, God. Yeah, it's okay. She just looks 9. Disgusting. I'm glad we're all on the same page on that one. Yeah, I just don't. I'm not into it. I've been sucked in. Like, not like. It was like a bait and switch, you know? Like, I find an anime that the animation looks really cool. It's about like vampires or witches or something that my child, like, goth brain is definitely into. And I get 3 episodes in and suddenly lolly, and I'm like, fuck. Fuck. Why? I'm glad I'm not the only one, Mayo. I mean. Before you guys started actually like teaching me about Crunchyroll and good anime to find and watch, it's kind of like, you know, we were talking about this earlier, but when you go to like Pornhub, the top categories are oftentimes things are very questionable. And it's like the number one animes out there oftentimes are lolly featured animes. So when you go to a site like that by yourself and you don't have people guiding you to good shit, you're like, is this anime? Like, is anime lollies? Is everyone wanting to fuck their stepdad? When, like, no. Not really. Yeah. You know what I mean? Trigun Stampede. Got him. It is. I mean, honestly, nowadays, I know you guys have taught me websites to go to where they actually have tags where it'll say there's lolly shit in it. How do you feel about Interview with a Vampire then? Honestly, very conflicted. Like, Anne Rice, I'm conflicted about. Binge read them as a very, very, very young person. They were like the first big fat novels I ever really dove into independent of school by myself. And I kind of I give Anne Rice, although she kind of went a little nutter butters towards the end, I definitely give her credit for giving me a passion for reading a little bit. But when I look back at her books, she has a lot of questionable themes up in that shit. Like, y'all ever read Belinda? It's like basically Lolita, but maybe creepier. Like, she writes some very questionable shit that I absorbed as fuck. And as an adult looking back on it, I'm like, oh, those were some weird themes, you know? But oftentimes it's the whole vampire thing that, like, is used as an excuse. Sign up for an account to the website My Anime List. Oh. Oh, it's like that book. What is that book website you guys sent me to? I just blanked on it. But there's a cool books website like that where you yeah. Oh wait. My Anime List. I'm gonna do it. Hold on. Huh. Bless you. Blood and Gold. So that's one of them, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Blood and Gold is about Marius and his tweeny bopper fuckboy who paints his paintings for him. I can never remember his name. It's Marius and Um, uh, um, 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 A, does it start with an A? Armand? Armand! Is it Armand? Holy shit. Yeah, that's one of them. Where I read the fuck out of it as a kid, and I fell in love with, like, the artisticness of it and the fact that Marius was this obsessive artist, blah, blah. But looking back at it as an adult, I'm like, oh, like, she kind of used the historical context of, oh, it's ancient Rome and fucking boys was normal, so writing a book about the romance of it and how that little boy was totally into it's totally normal kind of thing. She had problems. Overlord has the lolly vampire, but I used it as a vehicle to make fun of lolly vampires and the fact that people who make them are degenerates. The one that I ran into was called the Vampire Bund, I think. And it was a little girl who looks 8 years old and she like romanced some like 20 something year old dude. I don't know. I didn't get far enough to even know what happens, but I definitely got to the point where they're like, her true form's a 9,000-year-old vampire on the inside, so it's totally okay that she looks like a 5-year-old girl here. I was like, yuck. No. Yuck. Don't watch The Vampire Bund. If, again, one of those things I was like, vampires, yum. Nope. I feel like some people that have some problematic ways of thinking or maybe problematic tastes, i.e. pedophilia, use themes such as vampirism, werewolfism, etc. to cover it in a coating of palatable in their mind. You know what I mean? Which makes me feel poopy. It's definitely a softcore pedo shit. Yeah, I didn't get far enough in. I literally got to episode whatever where you find out, that, and I was like, oh, this is Lolly. Nope. Lolly, by the way, is short for Lolita, which is a story written by, oh god, what's his name? Basically, it's a story about an older man who moves in with a woman, rents her room, they get married, and then he like kidnaps her 12-year-old daughter and they go on a road trip across the country and they are in love. No, but it's gross. It's a classic. Like people in classic literature classes in college are required to read this book. No. Oh my god, the author's name is on the tip of my dick. They've made movies out of it. Mhm. A really famous actor was it's not Daniel Day-Lewis, the guy that looks like Daniel Day-Lewis and is also kind of a method actor. What is his name? He stars in it. It's short for Lolicon, which is short for Lolita Complex. Thank you. I didn't know the middle part. Thank you. Jeremy Irons. Jeremy Irons. Oh god, I've ruined my mouth. I have ruined the way I say that word. I can't say that word anymore. Irons. Oh no. Irons. What? Okay. Anyways. Yep. Yeah, you look back at it like, oh, that was abuse and the relationship was completely toxic. And I like that. Do I have problems? Right. I think of it, the way I look at it is the fact that we realize it's problematic now means we don't have problems. But also, like, when it's similar to, like, I guess a personal experience, can't generalize, but when I was a young little tweeny teenager, if some super hot older boy hit on me and thought I was super cute, I was like super flattered. And from these eyes of 30, almost 36, I'd be like, wow, what a fucking pedophile looking at 13-year-old girls. You know? Different eyes, different times. Gross. Gross! But like, when you're young, dumb, dude, we don't know. I mean, I hung out in so many early 20-year-olds, very creepy, decrepit kitchens as a youth to party and shit. Like it's and I never thought problem until when you become their age and you're like, it's really fucking weird that you wanted to hang out with teenage girls, you fucking pedophile. Yeah, I don't say that lightly. Like yucky, yucky, big fucking yucky, big stranger danger. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He is a great actor. Vladimir Nabokov. That's I was mixing up Nabokov and like something with a ski at the end. Nobayetsky, something like that. I don't know. My brain was confusing them. According to Google, thank you. That is the writer of Lolita. Yeah. Yeah. And the main character is played by an author, so he like is journaling his it's just disgusting. It's just him trying to justify literally like having he let's said in the book he claims like she seduced him, but she's literally like 12 or 13 years old. It's there's nothing good about it. It's gross. It's gross. It's gross. And what's really sad is that's like I really like Lolita fashion and Lolita culture of that fashion. I think is really fucking cool. Like the subculture of Lolita fashion. And I hate that it's called Lolita subculture fashion. Like I wish we would get rid of that word, man. That word just makes it so gross. Because it's some of the coolest costuming I've ever seen in my life. Ooh, it's on Prime. Actually, something good on Prime. The Devil. Speaking of Prime, tomorrow we will be watching from episode 1 to episode whatever the last episode is, all of what's been released of has been from morning till the end of stream. So if you'd like to come by and watch all of it, because the last 2 episodes were released last night, so we're watching the whole thing. Speaking of, it's on Prime. Dostoevsky. That's the one that my brain was mixing up. Thank you. I've officially been out of college so long that I'm forgetting words that I used to say on a daily basis, and that hurts my head a lot. Shall we watch some Hell of a Boss? We were on episode 3, right? I believe. Oh, dude. Knives. Has been is fucking dank. So you've probably heard music from it on my stream because this show that is now on Prime, the last 2 episodes of this season, second season was confirmed, were dropped last night. And we've been slowly watching it as they've been released. And because they're only like 24-minute episodes at a time, we just decided, like, why not just watch all of them tomorrow since the last 2 were released? But essentially, we've been waiting like upwards of 6 to 7 years for this show that was crowdfunded via, some crowdfunding device, whatever. And they've just slowly released bits and pieces on YouTube, like a pilot and some music videos and shit like that. And then Prime picked it up, and now we've got a full season. And it's an animated show about the Princess of Hell trying to rehabilitate Hellions. Long, very cliff notey. I don't want to spoil anything. It's so funny though, and like funny / I cried a few times. It's so confusing. It's a roller coaster. It's so well done. Like it's phenomenally well done. Oh, dude, eat something delicious, McTaggart. Are we? Hold on. I was gonna pull up the playlist. And side note, Hell of a Boss is by the exact same creators. So same like universe, same tone, similarly fucking hilarious. So in between watching the releases of Has Been, we've been indulging in some Hell of a Boss. Oh, dude, thank you. Oh, it's fucking amazing. I mean, seriously, just watch a little bit of Hell of a Boss, Knives, and you'll get a taste of exactly what it is. Like, one of the lead characters is a stripper, prostitute, trans spider. Correct me if I'm wrong on all those. I believe I got all the descriptors right. Crystal, right? It's just like, and slowly, like, we're gonna rewatch all of them tomorrow. So if you want to hang out and just put me on in the background, feel free. But slowly we're getting like the backstory on each character and why they're in hell, and that's pretty cool. 5 should be next. Okay, dude, you guys are right. It shows what we played so far. You guys guessed right. We're literally on 5. You're so smart. Good job. Yeah, I don't know if Angel does technically self-describes as trans. I don't know if we've gotten pronouns or not. I think this is some descriptor I got way back in the day from literally the Addicted music video from like 6 years ago or something. I don't know. That's from Has Been, yeah. Like that's one of the lead characters of Has Been. And we've recently got like the backstory of his pimp and like that terrible situation. Like it definitely gets serious and stuff. It's so good though. Just watch some Hell of a Boss with us. Hold on, I was gonna write this thing soon. Senior Most wrote down. What was it called? It. I saw it. Oh, Zombieland. That's it. Got him. Hell of a has been. Okay. Put on your earphones. It's time. Lose your balls. Cheers. Day, but I'm sick. Look at that face. What are you up to? You can't see, but every time I look at him, his little tail twitches on the ground a little bit, and it's really fucking cute. There you go, boy. You need to go potty? Oh, yeah. Oh, right in the tit. Right in my nip knob. His tongue just touched my tongue, and I am uncomfortable. Bud, the in the mouth has got to go. That was too much. Love you so much, though. I know. Literally, like I was making fun of Zach the other night, just totally on topic. For some reason, so you've seen 101 Dalmatians, like the original way back in the day. If you haven't, long story short, there's a scene where the dogs like send a message from one side of the city to the other side by barking across the city at nighttime. And I swear to God, the dogs in this part of Denver do the same thing. And every night around like 10:30, Lilith insists on going outside and barking at nothing we can hear. And Zach was like, "Man, it's just so fucking like abrupt." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's almost like the only two examples they have in their entire existence and life are two people that yell at absolutely nothing for no apparent reason all day long." Huh. Yeah. It's the Twilight Bark. Exactly, Sronlin. Yeah. The Twilight Bark. It's how they send their messages. But I seriously, I think Lilith has a boyfriend on the other side of the city. Because she communicates with somebody. Her barks are weird. They get different. Like she's talking. Trick doesn't really do it. He doesn't give a shit. 100%. You know, Jack, I actually read that also. Another thing, they show respect and love by cleaning each other's face. I read that in one of my dog training books. It's really interesting. Honestly, like, I'm not one of those people that gets super weird about their dogs licking their face. Like, people's mouths are dirtier than anything, and I've put my mouth dirtier places than a mouth, so let's be real. It's not the worst thing that could be there. But I don't want him to lick my tongue. That was too much. He got me mid-word, and it was just a little, nah. Aw, bud. Good boy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've heard that they lick each other's face and in the mouth and shit, kind of like a thing. Brain short circuited. Yeah. I did. It did. It was weird. I didn't like that. You've gotten me strange times, but that was the new one on the internet. Just want to snuggle all the time. I know you're just a good one. Yeah, French kissing a dog is gross. How about yeah? It's just like they go to lick your face at the wrong time. Mid word, you're like, and it's just squish. Do you like a squish? He seems unfazed. Uh, did you like a squish? He's like, Bob, I don't know why you did that. That was a weird hug. You're so quiet inside. Outside, you're just so annoying. Would you like to go potty? Last chance. Otherwise, I'm watching another episode of my show. I gotta watch my stories. Bob, I don't get it. Like to wait until I'm nose to nose with him to give a head boop and it's the sneeze in the face. Oh my god. Or the sneeze into your eyeballs. That's my favorite. First thing in the morning. Morning, mom. You're just like, oh, whoa, I love you. Me too. I'm like, I thought we were in love. What is happening? What are you doing, bud? You're trying to crawl up here? He really is the sweetest boy. Hey, just a good boy. Yeah. We should take a break and then we can come back and then we'll go outside permanently for a while. Okay. I don't know. I don't trust you. He lays his head on my desk. It's the most precious shit. Okay, go on. He's just the fucking cutest dog in the whole world. Yeah, Trick greets me with a sneeze. Lilith farts in my eyes. Every day. You're both... Oh, there's the demon under the desk. Hello, ma'am. Okay, quick break and then we'll watch another one, yeah? According to the playlist, allegedly it's the last episode of this season, but who knows? We'll watch more later. Tomorrow's going to be the same creator, but different show called The Has Been if you'd like to join us. Be right back. I'll put music on. Welcome back. I can hear it. Don't mix the lube and the chocolate together. I wouldn't. Well, there's depending on the chocolate, a lot of chocolate out there is mostly wax anyways, so honestly, it melt it right. It could be it not I wouldn't. No, the words like they flow really well. I don't know, it's fun to sing. No, it's like boppy and fast. But this part. That part tears my soul in half a little bit. A little visceral, you know what I mean? Mhm. I want to hug them real bad. Yeah. It's well played, like well done. It's obviously purposeful and it really does get the I mean the song is so like poppy and fun and when we watched we watched it in the show and it's like the montage of oh, Angel's life, right? And it's sad. And he's a strong bitch. That's all I have to say. It's sad. We're gonna watch it again tomorrow if you'd like to join us. It's great, but fuck, dude. Butt fuck, she says. Ha 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 ha. Cheers. Let's do it. Early, almost gone. It's so dark in here. I need to get my dogs outside before they lose their minds. It is. It's like the Pan Pride. Yeah, it's like those sunset colors, right? I hope she's one of those people who gives off chaotic energy as like a mask for, being insecure or something like that. I'm hoping. Because she seems like a really cool character, but I don't want her to be bad. I hope not. Like, purposefully. You know what I mean? I think all of them have been a really good representation. And I like that they're not that stereotypical. Like the movie Seven. You know? You know what I mean? Like we were talking about earlier. It's not the quintessential stereotype of the sins from someone who obviously isn't interested in the cool lore behind them in any way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? No shame in that, but like they're cool to read about. If you've read more into them, you get the nuances of like Glut was saying it earlier. Like really, all of them are a form of just consuming something in excess, whether it's sex or anger or whatever. Dude, you guys are awesome. Thank you for hanging out. I just want to remind everybody if you don't remember, if you don't care, whatever. Tomorrow, we will be watching all of Has Been Hotel, which is available on Prime. If you'd like to pre-watch it, please do. Give all the views possible. Like I ain't here for that. But the last 2 episodes were released last night, and we will be watching those tomorrow as well. But we figured, the episodes are like this. They're only like 20 minutes long, so we're just gonna watch it all tomorrow, and it's gonna be sick. Saturday morning cartoons, but like all fucking day. And I'm here for it. I'm actually genuinely very excited. The show's really good. I would have rewatched it all by myself immediately after watching it, but it's more fun to watch it with you guys because we can talk about it and stuff like that. But like I said, same creator as this show that we've been watching, Hell of a Boss. Hello Boss has a whole another season that will continue as well. Um, the creator's incredible. They do have a merch website. Please check it out, and it is available on Prime. So, like, I hate to say it again, but the internet currency is views. Please give them the views they deserve. I don't want to take it away. I don't want to take away all the potential views of us enjoying it together by, I'm not trying to. I want to give credit where credit's due. They're really good. Yeah. Thank you, Glut. That's the link to their VisiPop shop, and their merch is actually, and I say actually because I feel like a lot of people very half-assedly just put pictures on merch and call it merch. This merch is purposefully made and looks really dank. It's like really nice. It's really good. That's all I got to say. It's just good. On that note, that's it. Tomorrow has been Sunday. I don't know. Maybe we'll watch more Helva, and then next week we'll do Alan Wake and try to finish up the games we've been playing and shit like that. Who the fuck knows? Let me see. Who's live? Who está? I don't know my channel on this computer. I got a lot of links though. I really like Hell of a Boss. It's this. I mean, it's amazing. The advent of the internet and individual creators just being able to make their own shows. Where there's so many big production companies or whatever you would call them. Where if you pitched this show, it's controversial. It involves hell. It says things like pussy and shit like that, and like piss on my dick, and that would be too controversial for their audience, and they would never do that. And the beauty of the internet is you can just make it yourself, and I'm fucking here for it. I love that. Ooh, is she live? Is Spider Queen live? Hold on. I just got my shit to load up. There she is. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Good pick. She's such a dope human being. Thank you. Spider Queen does what? Katie. Why is she not coming up? It's me. It's gotta be me. Did I spell something wrong? Why is it me? I did not type Spooter, if that's what you're wondering. I'm not that high. Well, I am, but I didn't. Imagine if I did, though. Poor Tia. That'd be funny. It'd be funny, but sad. Oh, have a fun time playing D&D. Fuck yes. Oh, hell yeah. And by the way, Daydreaming, I fully suggest please watch all Hell of a Boss and go watch Has Been Hotel on Prime, if you can, and torrented. Well, don't torrent it. The first episode's available on YouTube. Come watch it with us tomorrow if you don't have Prime. In the meantime, my friend Tia's playing Heroes of the Storm, and she's a super dope human being. That's it. I feel like I'm just going to repeat myself. Dude, Fat Nugget's everything. There's a Fat Nugget mug? If you don't know who Fat Nugget is, come by tomorrow to check out Fat Nugget. Because, I want Fat Nugget on all the things. Cheers. I love you. I'm gonna go lay down. Well, I'm gonna take my dogs out and lay down.